In. Okay. Are we live? Yep, it says we are. There's our preview. We are live. Alrighty. Let's do this. Alright, we're gonna minimize that. Close these. And let's hit up the notifications. You made it first, my dude. Good job, man. How are you tonight? Cerberus, Alex, good to see you guys. How are you all doing tonight? So I'm looking forward to this mod. It's a mod I found perusing Doki mods when I was doing the demo night before I went on vacation, and this one looked really fascinating. But it's also a medium length demo, so I didn't know how much of the stream it was going to take up, so I figured we'll do that one another time. So now we're doing it tonight. It's a very fascinating looking mod. Because although the page doesn't say outright it's a horror mod, it's a demo that came out all the way back in December, so it's been out for a little bit. But this one just looks really neat to me, with the style it's going for and everything I saw in the game files making the thumbnail. I think so, Cerberus. You're usually not here right at the beginning. I'm also really not sure how to paraphrase this mod's premise, because I'm honestly not too sure what exactly it means in its premise, if it's being literal or metaphorical. And what I mean by that, I'll switch over to the release page for this mod. Says this mod focuses on the lives of two MCs. You know, we have the new one, which is described as such, and then on the other hand, we have the MC that we are all accustomed to. But I don't know who this other one is. You know, as far as like where he fits into the story. That's what I'm going to be waiting to find out going into this mod tonight. Like, is that literally a different character? Or is this like... It's probably because I played Celeste last night and I still have Battle-In on my mind. Is it going to be like that? Something like that? That's what I'm wondering about with this mod. That's what I'm going to be waiting to see. But yeah, I like the design of the logo. Like, a lot of the stuff I saw in the game files. It looks very promising. So I hope it can live up to what it is going for here. If I go home tonight, been at my grandmother's due to my mom being sick. Well, I hope your mom is okay, dude. Because that's no good. There we go. Link is sent. She's good now. She's got over COVID 2 days ago. That's a good idea. I'm glad to hear that at least. Yeah, the other question I have about this new MC, like, is it literally just a completely different character? Or a, like I said, kind of like a Battlein kind of thing from Celeste with Madeline? That's what I'm waiting to find out. Also, hello, Kaneko. How are you? Hey, Lily. How are you? How is everybody tonight? That all comes down to personal preference, Cerberus says. I would say it very much does. Personally prefer women more. Fun. Oh, I see. That the Everlasting server changed their look. I have no idea what is going on with that back and forth, but it is fun to watch. I'm also just kind of hoping I can finish this in one sitting, because it says it is medium length, but we will find out. We will find out, won't we? Also, if y'all haven't voted on the poll in my Discord server for tomorrow night's mod, be sure to get your votes in, because if a Flash of Pink wins, I'm gonna have to figure out what to do for that, because I found out from a server goer that there is not a released version for that. I did not realize that when I put it on the poll. So, yeah. I put a little asterisk on the poll. Oh, you all want that to win now. Screams in existentially painful Spanish. What's up, my man? Good lord, how are you doing, man? I voted Flash of Pink to bully you. So it was you who did it. You all are gonna make that mod win now. What I'm gonna have to do with that is that as soon as something is released for it, like, I will just drop everything to play it. Wait, I didn't realize we were watching Alvin. Does my laugh really sound like Alvin? Does my laugh really sound like Alvin? Won't be on long, got work tomorrow. Well, thanks for dropping by, man. No, I've never had anybody say that about me, Lily. I've never had anybody say that about me. So that's news to me. Okay, well, I think I'm done sending out links. Done chatting. Let's get into this proper. I'm going to center this more on my monitor. Move my Monty over to the side. And let's begin. He's missing the helium. Yeah, that's the funny part. I'm gonna change my vote now. Like I said, y'all are gonna make that. Y'all are gonna make that flash of pink mod win now. Because that's how this stuff goes. That's my laugh. My voice can go so high I sound like a battle droid. Roger, roger. Good to see you, Zach. How are you doing? How's your eye doing, I should say. Alright, so let's get into this. Rising Knight is a DDLC mod. Although this mod is an alternate take on the official game, it's advised you've completed. Yep. Ah. You can find the original files there. I didn't see what that said. Alright, I need to back up. Fuck it, Al. I need to back up on my preview for a second to look at what I missed. Just in case it's anything important. I doubt it is. Alright, what did it say? I should also warn you that this mod will contain some scenes and depictions of graphic violence. Okay, so that's what it said. So, yeah, if that's not really your thing, now you know. Now you have been made aware. That is what I missed. Usually I just skip right through this stuff, but I always look at it just in case it actually turns out to be something important. Like that. Alrighty. So here we go. Still hurts and crusty, but it's getting there. So I realized that my brother actually dented my skull with that hit he did to it. Ouch! Yeah, dude. That's not something I knew when you told me about it the first time. Jesus. I can't say I'm super surprised, given what you said happened, that your eye almost popped out. But, like, yeah, damn, that sucks, dude. I don't really have much more to say other than that, because I probably sound like a broken record at this point. It's just not much more to say. I hope you're able to get something done about that. The emote spam is real. Jesus. Thought it was a bruise, but nope. Ouch. Yeah. Yeah, that's no fun. You can find the original files. Add that. You've agreed to play. You've agreed to accept any graphical moments. And agree to any spoilers for the base game. Oh. I like the sound effect. It's like a slightly lower pitch version of the original sound. It's like I said, it's kind of lower pitch compared to the original. It's really setting the mood. Oh, hello Sarah, how are you? I don't blame you, Zach. Yeah, focus on yourself first. Okay, here we go. I really like this. Developed by Spirit HOF. Hello there. Well, hello to you too, menu. Ooh, this menu though really contrasts the foreboding atmosphere they set at the menu, almost like a analog horror type of thing, with that kind of grainy look to it and the blacked out characters. And now you just have this, and now I don't know what to expect. Alright, the obligatory check. Didn't expect anything. So now we set the text speed. Trying to pick up on what this theme is, 'cause it sounds somewhat familiar. Or maybe I'm just hearing something. You get Toho vibes from the background? You mean the menu here? Also, just realized there's no help button, there's just a credits button. I don't know if that just straight up loads the credits, or what. Or if that actually links to something. I don't think I want to find out right away. The clouds in the sky. I guess I could see that. I'm gonna boost the sound volume a little bit, though. I might regret that decision, but it's a little quiet, at least for me. Let me know where we are. Is the music too loud, too quiet? What do we think? What about the other one? What's his name? Yep, so we got me, and then we got, the other one. Okay, we need to do a straw poll for a name. I need you all to think of names for, the other one. I told you all this was gonna be the tale of two MCs in, the description. Kaneko, name it Kaneko. Taco Bell Nutcheck level 4. Nutcheck 2.0. Sonic. Quadangle Dingle. Some excellent suggestions. That's all I ask. Okay. Lunchable cheese. Oh my god. Okay. Brain cells V2. First name Mike, last name Hunt. We'll shorten it to Mike. We'll be doing first names. Name. We're gonna make a poll. We're gonna make a poll. I'm gonna pick my favorites. Here, actually, how many characters can I do? That's 6. You can do 12 characters. So we'll do Quandale. It's just like you name him Quesadilla. Alright. Mike. And then let's see. One more. Bob Last Kaneko. I'm talking here. I'm staring at a fire burning. I don't think Lunchable cheese will fit. I was gonna do Nutcheck 2.0. Will that fit? I think that would just fit. Yeah, it does. Okay, that's 12. Yep. Nutter Butter's gonna be the Nutcheck 2.0 insert. Okay, we have our suggestions. Alright, it is up to you. It is up to you, my friends. What shall it be? Koniko. Sarah wants Koniko. I like the music at the start here. Why does this sound like Minecraft story mode music for the main menu track? I don't know. Okay. At the top of this minute, We'll end the poll and see what the results are. The nuttiest shack. Nutter butter shack. I'm naming Monica Kaneko. Okay, it is 34. And, yeah, Koniko has won the poll, very convincingly. Mike Hawk. Okay. I guess Koniko is making a guest appearance in this mod. Here we go. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. We're gonna find out. This looks like the last house on the street. It's a ways down the road, but hopefully they've at least seen a thing or two. Yeah, we're kind of just jumping right into the middle of this. I don't know the context of what's going on. I approach the house, relieved to see the inside lights are on. Some nice UI here. I'm going to make my window on my desktop a little bigger. There. With it being this late, I wouldn't want to be the one to wake anyone up. I take off my hat and step up onto the small porch. What kind of hat? Who are you? It's awfully late to be going around people's houses, you know. Yep, here we go again. The distinct smell of tobacco greets me as the door opens, instinctively causing me to clear my throat. Oh, excuse me for a second. Dream should have been called The Great Divide Kaneko Arc. We good. We good. Staring in front of me is an older looking woman who seems a little irritated at my presence. Sorry to bother you this late in the night, ma'am. I was wondering if you had the time to answer just a few quick questions. Who are you to be going around doing this? I take it you're here because of what happened over at the neighbors? Right on the money, miss. What gave it away? I don't know. She checks over my right side while sarcastically rubbing her hand on the back of her neck. Thinking about it now, it might just be the cause of all those bright siren lights down the street. Are they plopping us at the end and then giving us flashback? Classic starting at the end kind of thing, huh? My apologies for all the ruckus. We'll be moving out soon enough. Don't you worry. What was that? Ambient sound effects I just heard. So, you alright with answering a couple of my questions? Right. She turns back towards who I presume to be her husband before returning her attention to me. Fine, I'll give up a minute or two. Ha! Fantastic. I'll make this one short and sweet for you, okay? Where were you roughly 2 to 3 hours ago? I've been here in the house since noon. I didn't even know something was happening up until there was sirens outside. Well, actually, let me take that back. I went outside for a brief moment to take the trash out. That's about, what? Less than an hour or so before I heard the sirens, maybe. An hour, huh? Are we like an investigator? If I remember correctly, it's just around the time they got the call. Did you perhaps notice anything by your neighbors that could have been suspicious or unusual? Yeah, are we like viewing this through the eyes of like a cop or an investigator right now? I don't know what's going on. Like a vehicle, perhaps. Law and Order Club. Yeah, I didn't realize that's what I was signing up for with this. There was some van out on the front, I guess. This van? Was it white? Uh-oh. No. Oh, no. God damn it, they're back. I think so. Don't go up to a white van if they're offering you candy. God damn it. It's the oldest trick in the book. Did you see any graphics, wording, or anything else of note on the side? Look, it had some logo or whatever on the side, but I didn't get a good look at it. For all I remember, it could just be some plumbing company's logo or something. What about equipment? Was there anything outside? No, not anything that I could remember. Oh, I know, right? We have 2 suspects who were already detained by the homeowner when the first responders arrived. Yet, out of all of what they've supposedly said, there's been no specific mention of a van at all. Not even from the homeowner himself. That's despite 2 additional neighbors claiming to have also seen a van near the time of the incident. It's entirely possible that the van was unrelated, and I'm overthinking all of this. However, it's also just as possible that another accomplice was involved. Alright, what about people? I think you're missing a quotation there. Oh no, it's unfinished. I take it back. Did you see anyone in or around the van? Oh, Monty liked that little trick, huh? Her eyes are lighting up. I didn't get to see the front of the van, so I don't know. You would go for a coconut white mocha over a little Reese's cup? Depends on the size of the Reese's cup for me, because I'm a sucker for Reese's. There wasn't anyone suspiciously close to the house, if that's what you're asking for. What about those you did see? There were maybe a handful or so people littered across the street, I guess. No one who looked out of place, really. They're just gonna put free Wi-Fi on the van? Okay. No suspicious bystanders, but also no equipment. The van's most certainly out of the ordinary, but unfortunately there isn't enough information to link it to the crime just yet. Jesus, this really is Law and Order. Even so, part of me remains skeptical of this whole situation. And I can't exactly put my finger on why. I'll have to talk to the homeowner one more time to see if he has anything to say about it. Alright, last question, I'll be out of your way. You happen to know your neighbor well? He, happens to live close to me. That all? Yep. And is there anything else you can tell me about what happened? You got a bag full of Reese's right on your desk? Well, I've got a bag of Smarties under my nightstand, so take that! Not any more than what I've already said. Alright, well, I don't want to take up any more of your time, so I'll be heading out now. That should be a comma. That doesn't need to be a period. Flows better. Uh-oh. I shouldn't have said that. If you find out anything else about what happened, don't hesitate to contact me or the PD. Oop. You have a great rest of your evening now, ma'am. She just shuts the door just as I finish my last sentence. That being the last house in the street means it's just about time to wrap things up for the night. But before I can do so, I need to check back with the homeowner. Rest my hat atop my head and make my way back towards the scene. So that's probably a police hat, I would assume. Oh, here we got sirens. Hey, sir. Find out anything new? I was going to ask you the same thing. Look, I didn't find out much more than you already knew. Yeah, that one. Very clever, Zach. Yeah, guys, I don't know anybody who doesn't like Smarties. Two guys picked the wrong night to trespass on the man's property, and they were both taken out as a result. Yeah. Are you sure it's just the two? Of course. The homeowner himself confirmed that no one else was seen in the area. I seriously don't know what else you're looking for, sir. I look over towards the homeowner for a brief moment. On his left temple sits a relatively large bruise. Ouch, dude. Enough with head injuries lately. First Zach, now you? I don't know who you are, Mr. Homeowner, but take care of yourself, please. At least I think so. So dim out that if it weren't for the street light he's standing just under, I wouldn't have even noticed. Anyone enjoy black licorice? I'm not that crazy about licorice. I'll have it once in a while, but it's just not my favorite kind of candy. I suppose it isn't that important of a detail anyways. Alright, well, I've got a couple of questions for the homeowner. Hey, but you haven't even told me about what you found out yet. Yeah, well, I gotta confirm a few of the things before I can determine if they're important. I make my way over to the homeowner, who's busy talking to one of the other officers. Hey, you don't mind me borrowing this guy for just a moment, do you? Not at all, sir. He's yours. So, what you need, officer? It's Lieutenant, but you're fine to just call me Hashimoto. Huh. Now, where have I been hearing this name before lately? Brought in a bag of black licorice jelly beans and my manager nearly crucified me. Yeah, people really don't like them. I don't honestly hate them. Like, it might just be because I'm not really that picky, but I don't mind them. I've never been one to follow such formalities anyway. If you say so. Anyways, I'm here to just pick some information out of you. If you don't mind. I don't mind at all, man. But what more can I even tell you that I haven't already? Yeah, well, by chance, was there anything else that happened today, besides this incident? I went to work, and then I came home. Nothing else happened for the rest of the day. At least until those sons of bitches showed up. You sure you didn't have any company over? I haven't had any actual company in the past week, man. No maintenance in the house, either? Nope, it's been all me. Uh-huh. Well, I asked around, and a couple neighbors of yours mentioned a van that was parked nearby. You sure there's nothing to it? A van? Yes. White, maybe, with some graphics on the side? No, man, I just so happened to look out my window right on time to spot them. When I checked, there wasn't a van in sight. Wait, I thought I heard you were out there on the balcony when you spotted them. Balcony window. Glance over to the house, and there is indeed a window on the balcony. Although I won't question how he was able to spot two men in dark clothing from all the way up there. Right. I love me some white chocolate Reese's, bro. Well, I don't know what y'all are on about. White chocolate is the bomb. Okay, no scroll wheel. Unless that van was parked further down the road, I'd be willing to bet it was there for the neighbors across the street or something. There is a chance that the van coincidentally left just before this incident occurred. And as he said, it might have just been for the neighbors. I'd pressed further, but they weren't home last I checked. That we already have two of the main suspects detained anyways. Whatever. Guess I'll admit defeat on this one. Alright, well that's all the questions I have for you. You're gonna be fine for the night, right? Croissant! Croissant! The man subconsciously rubs the side of his head, right where I spotted that bruise earlier. Guess I was right about something today. Yes. Oh yeah, that almost slipped by me. Where'd you get that big bruise from? It's nothing. I just slipped and hit my head on the counter earlier today. Ouch. I'm kind of mid on dark chocolate. I don't mind it, but it's not my favorite. You sure? Ugh, excuse me. Looks pretty serious, even in this light. Like I said, you don't worry about me, Mr. Lieutenant. If more guys have the nerve to come into my house while I'm still here, I'll just tear them a new one. If you say so. I peek over towards the others and I see the van of a news station setting up. Ah, great, here we go. Looks like you're gonna have some fun, huh? Talking to the reporter ain't so bad. Hell, I asked him for an interview myself. You certainly are something, that's for sure. Look, you have a good night now, alright? Same to you. With my questions answered, I make my way back over to my truck. Hey kid, nothing new out of those two yet? No, sir. I see. And we're free to wrap things up now. Understood. About damn time. As I step into my vehicle, I overhear the reporter going live. Wonder why they couldn't at least wait until the morning for that. It's already well past midnight. Oh, whatever. If they really wanted to be the first ones to tell the story, then who am I to judge? I'm not gonna stick around, that's for sure. Either he just really wants to go home, or he's involved in this. There's no in between. This is Channel 25 News, and I am live at the scene of a recent break-in. This, along with several other recorded break-ins occurring within just the past few months alone, have rightfully caused growing concerns within our community. Homeowners are worried that their valuables are simply too unsafe, and are expressing their discontent with the local PD. However, things for this homeowner turned out much different than even the police anticipated. Here I'm joined by Mr. Sakamoto, the city's most recent victim. Sir, how are you feeling on this fine evening? I'm doing great, thank you. Wonderful. Now, Mr. Sakamoto has an interesting story to tell about how he was able to protect his home against not just one, but two home invaders. So, it all started when I was lying on my couch, reading a novel from one of my favorite authors of all time. You probably haven't heard of him, as he's not that well known yet. I'm actually well versed in literature. I might know. Anyways, you see, that's when I heard a noise coming from my front door. At first, I'm like, I wasn't expecting any packages today. But then it hits me. I didn't order anything. So now I'm all like, now who could possibly be at my door this late in the evening? Started walking towards the front door. But that's when the jiggling of the doorknob started getting harsher. And I ain't talking no Girl Scouts. I ain't talking no damn Jehovah's Witnesses. We are talking that Johnny guy from the Shining movie, man. So that's when I knew that there was people trying to get into my house. Took my phone and went to grab a knife. But all the dishes were dirty, so I had to grab a cutting board instead. The second I took that board off the counter, two guys I ain't met before opened my fucking door. Right as a taller dude took one step in my house, BAM! Right in the neck. Dropped his ass before he even saw me. The other dude, on the other hand, was scary. He had a knife that was charging straight for me. But even then, he made one big mistake. He didn't know that I'm actually a black belt in karate. A flash, I grabbed his wrist and threw him over my shoulder, John Wick style. true badass moment here. Imagine if the reporter is Monica herself. This guy's narration is just hilarious, by the way. This dude's faking it, you think so? What creepypasta does this sound like to you, Sarah? Elaborate. When NPCs are given screen time. I know, it's crazy. After that, I took my cutting board and whack! Right in the head! That's when the tall dude tried standing back up. I see I wasn't about to let that happen. Grabbed the scary dude's knife and pinned the other dude to the wall while I dialed the police. Just like that. And so ends the flashback. The rising night. Why is there a coin flip sound? About to say, why do I hear the sounds of coins flipping? No joke, he's actually like this. This is how my grandpa tells his past life stories. This dude does have a flair for dramatics, I'll say that. Okay, so I guess now this is either the events leading up to what happened, or this is present day. One after another, the cars on the street roll by. I can't help staring down the road, watching as various cars turn onto our street, hoping for the bus to turn down this street instead of the others, even if it isn't scheduled to arrive for another few minutes. I'm not alone, though. I've spotted a few of the others waiting at the stop, just like myself, checking down the road occasionally. The rest sit on their phones, idly scrolling through them. Part of me wonders how their necks don't get strained from looking down so much. As Disturbed would call them in one of their songs, electric zombie. Oh, that's what it sounded like to you. Okay, fair enough. Sounds about right for Zach. There are some days I wish I could better pass the time like they can. Not just now, but in general. Hey man, that's what we got games and shit for. It's always great when I get days like today off, or even just to have a little amount of time at home. But I just never find myself actually doing anything. Sounds like the dude's a bit of a workaholic. This time as I catch the coin, I start rolling it across my knuckle, occasionally swapping which hand it's on. Got some sleight of hand going here. Also, that apostrophe is not necessary. Anytime. Just a word of advice, whenever you have an it's and you're not sure whether to use the apostrophe, just read the sentence as swapping which hand it is on. Like, maybe I'm the one that's wrong. So I'm just gonna shut up. Jeez, it's almost past the arrival time and there's still no sign of the bus yet. Got a pillow and incoming keychain to prove it? Yeah, you've told me, Zach. If you have not seen this man's GB Cup pillow, oh my god, it is adorable. If it's anything like yesterday, it might take another 10 minutes before it comes. Hey man, you should be grateful it's just 10 minutes. If you had to deal with the kind of shit I had to deal with our trucks at work, oh my god, your head would explode. In that case, there's no telling how long it'll take to get to the other stops, let alone school. That would mean I'd be left with my very little time to swap out my books and run to class. Suppose there's nothing I can do except hope that isn't the case. In the distance, I'm finally able to make out the shape of the bus behind a line of cars. So we're finally in the boots of our boy here. Yep, and Monty winks at me to confirm. Doesn't take much longer before it arrives at the stop. Quicker than last time, at least. I step on the bus and take a look around. Huh. The bus is more empty than I would have thought. Are you at, like, the beginning of the route? Works for me. Take an outer seat closer towards the front and wait as everyone else at the stop steps in. Turn on some music, and after a short while, the bus takes off. That's what I always did when I rode the bus. Excuse me. Just pop some earbuds in, put the playlist on, and just tune everything out. It's great. The bus eventually arrives at the school, dropping myself and a couple other students off. Despite the bus being a few minutes late, we made it to the school earlier than I anticipated. However, as I look towards the school, I notice a peculiar sight. Maybe do with a comma there. Crowds of students, all grouped up at different parts of the courtyard. Just seems like typical before school shenanigans. I don't know what you're on about. From the looks of it, the school's various clubs seem to be advertising themselves to the students. Oh, okay. As for why is the case, I haven't the slightest idea. It might be this little thing called the festival. Exactly. I pushed past any students in my way to reach the front entrance. Hey, would you be interested in joining our club? We would love to have you around. Some girl blocks the path in front of me, attempting to hand me a flyer. I shift my body away to pass by, but she steps ahead of me. What is with this girl? Seriously. Come on, lots of food activities. She continues to go on and on, waving that flyer in front of my face until I eventually give in and snatch it out of her grasp. Thank you. Please consider joining. About time. Reaching the door, I'm pretty sure I overhear her say something towards one of the other stands. I'm unable to make out exactly what she says, but her tone suggested a hint of mockery. Nevertheless, with her out of the way, I step inside. Yep, those are the kind of students you just shove out of the way and immediately just toss any shit that they hand you. Legit, if that were me, somebody being obnoxious trying to hand me a flyer, I'd snatch it from them and just rip it in half right in front of their face. Just don't even think. And then just throw it back at them. Leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Just on the right sits a trash can, of which I promptly crumple up and throw the flyer inside. What's going on here? So I think this is our new... I think this is... this mod's pro tag. So not the MC we know and love, but this game's pro tag. So... I believe this is Kaniko's character. We'll find out when somebody actually names us. Name drops us. It's just like such an odd day to be having a rush of club advertisements. After all, it's Wednesday. I'd expect these types of events to be on Friday. Or, you know, close to a holiday or something. Yeah, whatever. I don't keep up with school events, so it's likely that I'm the only one missing something here. Yes, you are the one missing something. It's not my place of interest, after all. As I turn down the hall, I see more clumps of students. Doesn't take long to realize that it's more people handing out flyers. Oh, are you kidding me? I swiftly pull out my phone and pretend to be busy in hopes that none of them attempt to bother me. Okay, literally just keep your earbuds in and just walk. Fortunately, this works and I'm able to slip right by. Perfect. I take my usual seat right by the window and set my bag to the side. Ah, yes, the classic. The teacher sits at her desk, typing away on her computer. Yes, protagonist seat indeed. Looks like class won't start for a while. What to do? Inside my bag sits a notebook along with this class's textbook, which I grabbed from my locker earlier. You don't need that S there. Whenever you're putting an apostrophe with an S, the extra S is not necessary. Some might argue that it is for like names and stuff, but I disagree. I set both of them on my desk and take out a pen from the front of my bag. Afterwards, I loosely lay my arm along the chair's armrest and start mindlessly clicking away at my pen, my other arm holding my head up. My eyes drift across the room, latching onto anything that presents itself as even remotely interesting. This is why in high school I always had my DSi on me. Just had the volume muted, and I was always, doing some kind of run on either Sonic Rush or Sonic Rush Adventure on it. Just I'd play that shit on my way to school, and then just pop it in my pocket and just play that shit till class starts. Always have something to do. Ooh. No, I haven't. But that sounds exciting, Zach. I'll have to check that out. Unfortunately, not even the posters and flyers on the walls keep my interest for anything more than a moment's glance. A couple of minutes go by, and at this point, I've started balancing my chair on its two back legs whilst my own legs rest on the desk. The classic. Guess I've no other choice but to wait. I take whatever time I have to close my eyes and await the teacher's orders. Which isn't much considering I hear my teacher address the class seconds later. I pop out one earbud to listen to what she has to say. And put your phones away, we are having a pop quiz in less than 15 minutes. Pop quiz? Ugh. I think it's a little too early in the day for something like that. Ben, get your feet off the desk. That's the second time I've had to tell you this month. Okay, nope, I was wrong. Okay. And take out those AirPods. As instructed, I reluctantly moved my feet from the top of the desk and take out my earbuds. Stuffing the earbuds into their case, I decide it's best to cram in some study time. If this were any of my other classes, I doubt I'd need to in the first place. But this isn't just any other class. She expects half the learning to come from home, which almost feels like a cheap excuse for her to do less work than she needs to. That's not mentioning whatever she teaches in class is practically irrelevant to whatever's likely to be on this quiz. That feels like just how a lot of classes work. The shit they teach you in class, the most basic shit for, whatever concept you're exploring. The homework, it's like, more advanced version. And then the test. Completely different to everything that you learned. I see, Zach. I have roughly 15 minutes. If I want to make a passing grade, I need to use all the time I got. Take out my notebook and flip open to the notes we took last class. To save myself as much time as possible, I create a mental checklist of what notes to memorize. That should help me isolate what it is and what isn't important. Soon the allotted time runs out and the teacher calls upon one of the other students to hand out the question sheets. Alright class, put away your notebooks, folders, whatever else might be out at this time. Once you get this sheet of paper, you have exactly 30 minutes to finish. Remember, please do not write on the question sheet. All answers must go on a spare piece of paper. What the fuck kind of teacher makes them do that unless it's like a standardized test? Bruh. Thankfully, I was able to reach my last page of notes, so just before the teacher addressed the class. Before stuffing my notebook in my bag, I rip out a clean sheet of paper to use for the quiz. The student finally catches up with my desk and hands me the sheet with the questions. I write down my name and date before beginning the quiz. 30 minutes later. That's all for today's class. Remember to read through pages 115 through 117 for homework tonight. These classes can be a pain in the ass sometimes. I waste no time grabbing my bag and leaving the room. A flood of students fill the halls. That's what I should be expected during lunchtime. Indeed. I need to wake up, dude. Why am I yawning so much? I follow the crowd temporarily until I reach an intersecting hall. There's nothing I dislike more than eating in that courtyard. Excuse me. It's always packed with students, and the commotion can get real obnoxious. I have my own spot that I prefer to eat, one I found just a few days after I switched to this school. However, as I walk down the hall, I can't help but notice something up ahead. I hear what sounds like a person yelling. Approaching further, the yelling becomes increasingly disruptive. Damn. That's right on the way where I need to go, too. Turning down the corner of the hall, I finally see who's making all the noise. I didn't mean to... Oh, don't you give me that crap! You came to me at full force and shoved into me! I swear I wasn't trying to push you. I don't care if you weren't trying to push me over. The damage is already done. Thanks to your ass, my phone now has a giant crack covering the screen. Ouch. Sorry is not gonna fix my screen. Further down the hall appears to be two girls. From the sound of it, I'd assume the one with the coral pink hair broke the other girl's phone. I even watch as she shoves the screen in front of the girl's face. That's unfortunate. You know, I just got this for my birthday, right? Well, then do you have a warranty? Return it if that's the case. Like, bruh, did you get the warranty? If you got the warranty, you're fine. It hasn't even been 2 weeks and you already managed to break it. I didn't know. I was only trying to... Do you know how much this costs? Yeah, great. Then you can be the one to buy me a replacement. She forcefully pins the other girl to the wall, causing me to temporarily stop in my tracks. I see the screen light up and the damage becomes clearer to me. That's the broken phone she's talking about? There's no signs of screen tears or any serious damage. In fact, I'd go as far as to say the damage is purely cosmetic at worst. So, yeah, sounds like some spoiled little shit. Ha! Exactly, Zach, exactly. What? Wait! I don't have that... Before the girl's able to finish her sentence, she gets kneed in the stomach. Seems a bit... excessive. Whatever, that girl got herself into that problem. She can get herself out of it, too. Continue walking down the hall in the hope that I can just pass by without any more interruptions. Don't you think for a second you're getting away from this one scot-free. I want you to know how you plan to... Who the hell are you? so much for that. No one of importance. Don't give me that. I asked who you are. I'm heading over to lunch. Just need to pass by you two. Nothing more than that. The lunch area is back the way you came. You shouldn't even be here. Well, you don't get to tell me what to do, so move. Her entitlement leaves me speechless. I know. Oh my god. Girl needs to get smacked. Pronto. Focusing her attention off me, she turns back to the girl who's been on the verge of tears. Don't think you can weasel your way out of buying me a replacement. Think of the ways you're going to pay this off yet? I don't know. Now what was that? You gotta speak up a little. I said I don't... The girl angrily pushes her by the neck into the wall. All the while I awkwardly just stand just past the girls. It doesn't help that they're standing in my way either. How about I ask you in a tone you can understand? You are going to find out a way to pay for this, and you're going to tell me before the end of lunch. Do you understand? I said... She raises her fist as if she's soon to throw a punch. The girl only flinches in preparation for impact. Is she not going to do anything about it? Do you understand? Uh-huh. I know you do, Zach. She attempts to throw a punch, but before it lands, I grab a hold of her wrist. What the hell are you doing? Come on now. That's enough. I don't need some asshole stepping into my business. Clearly you do. Now get lost. Look, just head to lunch, alright? A reason to keep wasting this person's time is such a petty problem. Excuse me? If you're thinking she can just break my phone and get away with it, then you must be a dumbass. No, I'm thinking that this is far enough. It's obvious that little crack on your screen does not warrant a full replacement. So I'm gonna have to ask you to cut the bullshit and go to lunch. What did you say? Now annoyed, I tighten the grip I have on her wrist. You heard me. Let go of me already. She attempts to pry my hand off, but to no avail. You had this coming. Why'd I have to get myself into this? Look, I'm only gonna say this one more time. Go to lunch. Alright? You better let go right now, asshole. Ah! My thumb digs into the inner part of her wrist. All the while I become progressively irritated. Trust me, I'm already past that point, guy. This isn't gonna end anytime soon if I keep this up. With my other hand, I snatch the phone from her grasp. What are you? And then I quickly toss it down the hall, screen side down. What the hell was that for? What? I don't answer, pushing her lightly in the direction of her phone instead. Yeah, play fetch, asshole. You gonna answer me or what? No. Get out of my way. Ugh, you asshole. She glares at me before rushing to her phone. Yeah. Play fetch, moron. You're gonna regret this. You hear me? Sure, I will. She mumbles a few more things to herself before storming down the hall, all of which are just out of range for me to hear. Well, that was a massive pain in the ass. Whatever. It's settled now. Now I can... Thank you. I don't know what I would have done on my own. Oh, right. Surprised she didn't run off just yet. Yeah, I'm a little surprised too. Ugh, excuse me. You should start heading off to lunch as well. Maybe I shouldn't have had so many jujus before I started stream. I had them on my break at the end of the night. It's not gonna last all day. All school day. Yeah, right. With that, I continue walking down the hall. Bye, Sayori. Wait, what about you? Ugh. What about me? Yeah, sometimes I lean the mic closer to my mouth for dramatic effect. Let me know if it's too loud, because I can tweak my audio here, turn it down a little bit if it's too loud. How come you aren't going to the courtyard with everyone else? I have my reasons. Oh, alright. Well, thank you again. Bye, Sayori. She certainly changed her mood quick. One second she's crying, and the very next she's carrying a bright smile across her face while running down the hall. Probably because of what you did, boy. Weird. 30 minutes later. Before I know it, it's the end of the school day. Oh, so more than 30 minutes. What's even better is that after homework, I'll have nothing to do for the rest of the day. Yeah, that's how being outside of school works. At least until tomorrow. Try to enjoy the last of the time I have before going back to work and catching up on sleep. My reasons? Humanity disgusts me. To be fair, that's something I would do. Exiting the school, I no longer see the students that were outside earlier. Good. There's nothing left now but a few loose flyers lying on the floor. Ah, yes we do. I might not care much for clubs, but a part of me wonders what that was all about. It's not long until the bus arrives, allowing me myself and a few other students to step on board. Since there aren't many seats available, I opt to stand next to one of the front poles. Once the bus has everyone crammed in, it takes off to restart its route. I watch as, one by one, the other students and passengers get off at their respective stops. I'm left waiting here for an extra half hour before I finally arrive at my own stop. There are some times where I wish my house was within walking distance of the school. But places like that are too expensive, are generally meant for households of people. It's not a huge problem with how things are now, though. Only half a year left before I can finally focus on work and less on school. I step into my room and toss my bag beside my desk. Taking a seat upon my bed, turn on the TV to serve as some background noise. Nice. Sometimes I wish I could just rest here forever. Even on my days off, I'm aware of what I have to do. I look over to my bag, remembering the assignments I still have yet to complete. I reluctantly force myself off my bed and open my bag to reveal one of my textbooks. Sitting at my desk, I find the pages my teacher assigned for our class to read. The last page contains a multitude of questions, none of which seem too difficult. I should be able to finish this up and still have more than enough time to rest before deciding if I should head out today. After what felt like a few hours of work, I finished up the last of the questions. Me, it has been quite a while. How have you been? That took longer than I initially thought. Oh, me, I totally forgot. Oh, on the last demo night before I went on vacation, Foreign Relations made a Monker reference. Just working on projects as usual. Nice. I think I sent it in mod chat in the DDLC section. Monker reference was wild. Yes, it was. It was the nickname our boy in Foreign Relations gave to Monica in his phone contact. The fuck is a Monker? Me? Help Lily understand what the fuck a Monker is. Some of the questions weren't in order, forcing me to reread the passage a number of times. It's arbitrary things like that which I hate the most. I make sure that all of today's assignments are accounted for before putting them back inside my bag. All this work has me starving, that's for sure. Walking over to my kitchen, I take note of what ingredients I do and don't have. Judging by what I have currently, I've got enough for a variety of dishes. After careful consideration, I decide to make myself a nice stir fry with chicken. Hey, not bad. I grab each of the necessary ingredients and cookware before getting started. Like, bro, just look up Monker on Google Images. Ooh, sunset lighting. Love to see it. Drying the last of the dishes. Look outside my window to see the sun is going to set soon. If I want to make it back with enough time to get proper rest, I should go soon. On reflection, however, I realize I'm still wearing my school uniform. Whoops. Always something. This is fun to watch. I checked around for any stains that could have come from tonight's dinner. Unfortunately, right on my colors, it's a medium-sized sauce stain. Damn it. Shit. Hopefully my spare's still clean. I promptly head to my room for a quick change. I look inside my closet for a change in clothes. However, most of what's there is dirty as well. Sounds like you're overdue for getting laundry done, mate. That's including my spare. Fine, I'll make an extra stop then. Jeez. I take out one of my only clean gray shirts along with a pair of navy jeans. This'll just have to do, I guess. I also grab a jacket, just in case. After stuffing most of my wardrobe inside a bag, I proceed to turn the lights and TV off in the room. It's only then that I head out for the night. Why the question marks? Oh. Oh, this just took a turn. I anxiously peer down each side of the road every other second. A car drives by, but doesn't stop at any of the neighboring houses. Some people walk by, but not a single one of them look at me. For the next few minutes or so, I act casually on my phone. I don't know why I'm doing this ASMR voice, but that's what I'm going with. 1 minute goes by, and then another soon after. Jeez, where are they already? If I stay here any longer, I'll look suspicious. Suddenly, some vehicle pulling down the street shuts off their headlights. That's when I see a white van pull to the curb. About time. October 12th, 2017, 7:23 a.m. Ooh. I like these small little touches. Like, I've never really seen a mod do a whole lot with the camera. It's not every day you see mods that do this kind of stuff. So, it's nice. The bus makes its eventual stop in front of the school and I step off. That scene's gonna have me wondering. Once I'm on the sidewalk, the bus leaves to continue its route. As I approach the school further, I once again see crowds of people by various stands. Here we go again. Again! That was How to Change the Course of History, right? Yeah, that's the mod I was thinking of when it came to stuff like this. That mod did a lot of stuff like that. There's even more people outside than yesterday. If there was some event, why are they still out today? Out of curiosity, I survey the area for some sort of context. There's a few handwritten signs talking about some festival on the 13th. That's tomorrow, right? Yeah, today's the 12th. Strange. Wonder why some celebration on the 13th of all days warrants such a plethora of advertising. I reach my locker and input the series of digits needed for it to open. Yo, lockers with digital keypads in a school? Sign me the fuck up. It clicks open and I swap yesterday's textbook with today's. Seeing the cover of my textbook fills me with relief. I've always found my math and science classes to be the easier ones to get through. They're nothing like my history class, at least. Not much of a history buff, huh? How about you ask him yourself? What? As I close my locker, I see some guy approaching me, along with a familiar-seeming girl behind him. What do you think you're doing, bud? Excuse me? Talking about what you did to my girl yesterday. She says you hit her. I look over to the girl, realizing she was that brat from yesterday. What does she want? Well, I did. Yes, you did. You hit me square in the face. I still even have the bruise. She cuts me off, showing what appears to be a discoloring on her left cheek. Oh my god. Cry me a fucking river. That's makeup. I can't get a great look at it, but the bruise has an unnatural appearance. Maybe it's some sort of makeup trick? Yeah, it is. Dude, that is easy shit. This is low quality. It's certainly not a bruise she got from a punch, that's for sure. That's disregarding the fact that I never hit her in the first place. Exactly, bro. Thank you, Zach. I don't know where you got that, but it wasn't from me. That looks awfully like you. Don't try to lie your way out of this. You've got to be fucking with me. I don't have the time to be dealing with this. I attempt to move past, but the guy gets in my way. Excuse me. Where the hell do you think you're going? To class. Now move. He swings a punch which just barely misses me and hits a nearby locker. Ah! Fuck! That was close. Didn't expect him to throw a punch that soon. Yeah, a little antsy, are we? Wanting to stand up for your girl, huh? Should take a look in the mirror. What do I know about him? The guy swings at me a few more times, but is unable to land a single punch. He's so slow. And not very creative, either. Stop running away and fight already! What exactly is he trying to achieve by aimlessly swinging right and left hooks at me over and over? That's all he knows how to do. He doesn't know what he's doing. Oh yeah. I'm with you, Koni. I'm with you, Koniko. At this rate, I'll just dodge my way out of here. Actually, on second thought, I noticed one of his next right hooks extends just a little bit too far out. I used this brief opportunity to swiftly pull his arm back and move past him. Shit! The guy loses his balance, almost falling to the ground. He didn't take long to figure out at all. Not like that even matters now. Class is gonna start soon. I should leave before I'm late. Where the hell do you think you're going? I'm heading to class now. Must I repeat myself? Ugh. Like hell you are. Picking up my bag, I look towards the guy who's now fully charging towards me. Yep, this dude's a tryhard. He may be persistent, but his size makes him slow. The guy gets close enough, I just dodge out of the way again. And unfortunately for him, he wasn't able to regain his balance this time. Ah! My poor nose! What a moron! You two are perfect for each other. Now get the hell away from me. Like, Christ, bro. We have literal Dumb and Dumber over here with these two. Those are now your official canon names, Dumb and Dumber. Oh my god, are you okay? Wonder if they're gonna blame me for that too. Checking the room, I spot a camera pointing just away from our direction. I think I'll be fine. With my bag in hand, I start walking down the hall. Get back here! Despite being several meters away at this point, they continue calling out to me. The volume of the hallway crowd eventually drowns out their voices. Yeah, good. Trash like you are beneath me. Time flies by as my last class before lunch wraps up. Hopefully I won't have any interruptions this time. Jesus. Yeah, that's early. I walk down the hall, and sure enough, there's no one. Good. Before long, I reach the door leading to the roof and head upstairs. I take a seat in my usual spot and open my bag. Inside is a container holding some leftovers from last night, right next to an ice pack. Excuse me. I take that out along with a bottle of water I bought and start to eat. Oh, so he did have a water bottle on him. He just had it in his lunch. Bro, you needed that when the girl was using the makeup trick. God. Pathetic. Pathetic. There's nothing I like more about this spot than being away from the crowd of students gathered in the courtyard. Commotion is loud more often than not, making it distracting whenever I want to so much as form a thought in my head. Although there isn't much to do up here. After I finish eating, I'd either do homework or rest until the lunch bell rings. I don't have anything assigned for homework so far, so it looks as if I'm going with the latter. I suddenly have this weird feeling of being watched. I turn my head to see why that is. Hello. You don't want to go to school? Oof. Oh, sorry. I was a little close, wasn't I? Hello again. Who the hell is she again? Need something?
No, I felt bad since I up and left right after you saved me yesterday.
Saved you? Oh, right. Alright. She's the girl from yesterday. I wonder what she wants. Wouldn't say I saved you, really. By definition, yes. Yes, you did. You diffused the situation.
But you did! If it weren't for you, she would have hit me really hard until I bought her a new phone. And I just wanted to talk to you a little more, but I didn't get the chance.
Alright, Lily, you have a nice night. Talk about what? That is classic Sayori right there. Oh my god. That face will never get old. Oh my god, no matter how many times I see it, that face will never get old. Jesus Christ. You didn't think you'd get this far, did you? Think, Sayori. Think. Get them gears turning. She gestures her hand in front of her chin, showing that she's in deep thought. If she wanted to talk to me so badly, the least I'd assume is that she'd have something to talk about. Yes, that is one of the prerequisites to talking to somebody. This is great. This is great. Oh my god.
Ooh, I know. I just realized I never asked for your name.
All that thinking to ask for my name?
Well, yeah. We have to start somewhere.
It's Ben.
Ben, that's a cool name. My name is Sayori.
She attempts to greet me by reaching out her hand, but I don't return the exchange. Yeah, he's not much of a talker, Sayori. Alright, have a good night, Kaneko. Thanks for hanging out. Instead, I continue taking bites of my lunch as she slowly retreats her hand back.
Awkward.
Something's up with her behavior. It's weird. She talks like some child. Or, like an elementary school teacher, rather. Makes it hard to tell if she's here just to get something out of me, or if she truly is just an oddly cheerful person. Is it weird that I could totally see Sayori being an elementary school teacher? I notice her take a seat next to me on the bench and begin eating her own food. She really does intend to stay here until she thinks of something to talk about, huh?
Hey, that looks good. What is it?
Stir fry.
Did your mom make it for you?
No. It's leftovers I made for myself.
That's cool. I wish I knew how to cook.
Still nothing to talk about, huh?
Hey, Ben. Can I ask you something else?
Yeah, he's not much of a talker, Sayori.
Isn't that why you're here in the first place?
Sure. She finishes her bite before continuing.
All the other kids in the courtyard are eating lunch together. How come you're up here alone?
Because I like it here?
But why? Don't you want to make friends and have fun?
My version of fun doesn't include finding people to talk with.
But don't you get lonely up here?
Obviously not.
No.
I just prefer to be on my own is all. I don't know why, but this character I am piloting gives me like strong shadow vibes. What do you always think of me? What do you always think? I don't know. Maybe because it rolls off the tongue better.
Oh. You don't mind me being here, do you?
No. I'm alright with a little company, I guess.
Phew, that's a relief. I wouldn't want you to think of me as annoying or anything.
Stop it, you're sounding like Natsuki. You're fine. Although it would still be nice to know why you're really here already.
So, what kind of things do you like to do?
Not a whole lot more than what I have to do, really. Excuse me. I shouldn't have had so many jujus. I ate like half the container in one sitting. They're addicting, the jujus that we have in our produce department. They're like, I don't know where we get them from, but oh my god, they're addicting. They're like juju coins. I gave one to my coworker Chad, and he's like, oh my god, I need to get me some of these. And I'm like, yeah you do. I mean, I don't tend to do much outside of my usual schedule.
There's gotta be something you find fun to pass the time.
If it makes you feel better, I suppose I watch a little TV here and there. Or maybe I'll attempt to pick up a book or something from the library.
Ooh, what kinds of books do you like?
If you're asking for specific genres, I don't have any. Anything in the library that seems somewhat interesting, I'll pick up whenever I get the chance. Kind of like me with DDLC mods. I don't have a favorite genre in particular, I just go with whatever looks the most interesting.
How often do you like to read?
I already told you, whenever I get the chance. If ever I'm not working, I might try to read a chapter or two.
Aw, you have work?
Of course? Or actually, I'd be going back to work today, to be specific.
Where do you work?
Is that really important?
Of course it is.
Sorry to burst your bubble, but I'd rather not get into it.
With the way you act, you could be some super secret spy or something.
My job doesn't involve alliteration. Or at least I hope not.
What?
Never mind.
What about you? Do you work?
No, I don't work yet.
You'll have to eventually, no?
Yeah, but I haven't thought about what I want to do when I grow up yet.
Don't wait too long or else it'll be too late.
I know.
Got any hobbies?
Ooh, of course. I like to go to the park, hang out with my friends, watch movies.
She continues to list any and every activity she could possibly think of. Sayori, I hate to burst your bubble, but I don't think those count as hobbies. A hobby thing is like what I'm doing here. This is a hobby thing for me. I just try my best to tune her out for a moment. I like what they did there for this scene. Like I said, small details.
Ooh, and I like to read lots of books. I'm even in the literature club.
I see.
You said you like reading too, right?
Sure, I guess. What about it?
You should check out the literature club.
No.
Oh, why not?
I have no interest in subjecting myself to any extracurricular activities.
Would you check it out if I was vice president?
Sayori, please stop. Our man can't handle that. You're the vice president?
Mm-hmm. And my best friend Monica is the club leader.
Sayori, I fail to understand how that's meant to change my opinion.
Oh. I don't know. I thought you'd know her or something.
Yeah, she kind of just assumed you know her like everybody does. Who, Monica? I haven't the slightest idea who that is. This is gonna be fun. Our man seriously just said, what the fuck is a Monica? Jesus Christ. Oh my god, this mod. This mod's great. This mod's great. I love this. I love it already. Oh my god.
Debate club? One of the top students from last year? White bow?
You expect me to keep track of stuff like that?
I guess not. Weird, that usually works.
I see. Sorry to be a downer, but I'm not looking for any clubs to join. I did, Zach. I'm looking forward to seeing them in-game. Wouldn't think I'd have the time anyways.
I'm sure you'd have a little time to check it out.
No, I don't think I would.
Please, just for a little...
A no's a no, Sayori. Finally. Somebody that knows how to say no.
Oh, okay.
She looks extremely disappointed by my answer, a stark contrast from her originally cheerful persona. What was she expecting? Seriously. I've only met her recently, yet even I'm surprised that she's this disappointed. I'm not gonna join some club just because someone was nice to me for a moment. Jeez. That is, unless this is all an attempt to make me feel bad. It is. That's classic Sayori. It's hard to tell with her. Maybe she really was only here to get me to join. It's probably only because you brought up books that she remembered it. Like, for real, man. Hey, do you mind me asking you another question?
No, not at all.
Could you tell me what the deal is with those clubs advertising themselves at the front of the school?
It's for the festival tomorrow, dummy.
No, Sayori, stop. You sounded like Natsuki again. I gathered that much. But what does what does that have to do with clubs?
The festival's going to have a bunch of fun games, music, and snacks. It's one of the many perfect opportunities for clubs like ours to advertise themselves to new members.
I see. She sure changed back to a happy mood when I started mentioning that club event. Think I have an idea of what's going on here. That weird personality of hers makes me believe she already views me as a close friend despite only knowing each other for barely any time at all. In fact, I'm willing to bet that if I never told her I read books, she likely wouldn't have ever asked me to join the club. Correct. That clears a few things up at least. Yeah, this guy knows how to read people. Tokita would be proud. Unlike her, I'm not here to be making friends with someone I met on a whim. Well, you have fun at your festival. I'm gonna start heading to class now.
Aw, leaving so soon?
Sayori, it's less than a minute until lunch is over.
What? I have to go or I'll be late. Sorry, Ben.
She runs past me as if she wasn't going to try convincing me to stay and talk longer. That girl. She's something else, that's for sure. With my last class of the day complete, I grab my bag and exit the room. I begin walking at an increased pace towards the school exit. Wait for it. The quicker I get out of here, the more time I have at home before I need to go to work. The issue with that, however, is how large these crowds of students are. No matter how fast I go, I'm unable to go any further than those in front of me. Yup. This is highway driving in a nutshell when you're behind some slow ass in the right lane. No matter how fast you go, when the line of cars, is too long on the left, you can only ever go as fast as the car in front of you. And that sucks. I see students desperately handing out flyers to the exiting students just ahead of me, which I assume to be the cause of the slowdown. Jesus, these people and their damn club invitations. After pushing my way through the crowd of students, I rush to the bus stop. I toss my bag on top of my bed and take off my blazer. Like school, my work has its own uniform, and I'll be damned if I spend the time I have all to myself wearing one. Excuse me. Too many uniforms. Following my blazer, I take off my vest and tie. Ugh, much better. I turn on the TV to serve as a sort of background noise and lie down on my bed. The music stopped. Now what? Also, what is that picture on his clipboard? Work's not for another 3 hours at least. It's not like I have any schoolwork to finish. Maybe I can think of something to do. Do you know if Sayori knew you were home, she would use this against you? I turn my head to the TV. It shows the weather report for each upcoming day. Looks like it'll be mostly clear skies with any more chances of rain set off until later next week. Good to know, I guess. For a brief moment, I check the time. It's already been 10 minutes. I sit up from my bed, looking around the room for something to better pass the time. Like I said, I think this guy's a bit of a workaholic. Eventually, I spot a book lying on my desk. How long has that been there? I think I picked this up last week, maybe? No, I would have remembered it if that was the case. Regardless, I hope this can keep me at least somewhat busy until work. I turn to the first page of the book and start reading through. As I read through, I can't help but be reminded of something Sayori mentioned. Something about a literature club. The hell do you even do in there? Review books or something? Whatever it is, I'm surprised someone like her is really passionate about that type of thing. The idea of Sayori being the vice president of this literature club seems weird to me. She didn't strike me as someone who's that invested in literature. Although I guess it's not my place to tell. I don't know her well outside of the conversation we had at lunch. I only noticed now that I've glossed over the same page several times now. If I ever plan to get through this book, I shouldn't distract myself with stuff that doesn't matter. This time I finally turned the page and continue reading through. Yeah! Past page 1. Now on to page 2 and maybe then page 3. It's time! Checking the alarm on my phone, I realize it's time to start getting ready for work. Alright, see you in a bit, Zach. I fold the top corner of the page I was on and set the book back on my desk. It's alright, I guess. Maybe sometime in the future I'll get to finishing it. Walking over to my closet, I grabbed out the various accessories required for my work uniform. Black and white striped shirt and a black sleeveless jacket with the company logo on the side, which I wear over top. Dark gray pants, which thankfully are also somewhat comfortable. Lastly, a red belt which I tie around my waist. All's well until I make the fatal mistake of looking in the mirror. Jesus. What the hell is this? Standing in the mirror reveals myself wearing what can only be described as a shitty Halloween costume. If it weren't for the obviously family-friendly nature of the uniform, I might have forgotten how quirky and fun this place is supposed to be. Quickly looking away from my mirror, I grab my work's outfit hat and carry it out of the apartment. As I reach the city, it feels as if a million eyes are on me all at once. For all, no sane person wears a costume like it's the norm, and yet here I am. I try to walk at a decent pace, not too fast as to avoid sweating, but also not too slow to avoid embarrassment. I was gonna ask if this guy hates his job, but I think that's clear now. For some time, I finally arrive at the mall. Thankfully, there's so many other weird things around that I actually fit in for once. I walk past some of the shops before reaching the place. Yar, matey! Yar, go fuck yourself. Not a fan of the outfit, huh? Of course not. Looks stupid walking around the city in a damn pirate costume. Walking towards the back counter, my coworker takes the hat from my hand and forces it on my head. Now you're in a pirate costume. Before, you just looked like a homeless person. And how exactly does wearing a hat change that? It doesn't, but hey, at least you're in code. By the way, how come you didn't just change here? There's no way in hell I'm changing in a mall bathroom. What? Guy bathrooms too dirty for you? Wrong too. Other than that, the grammar's been pretty good up to this point. Don't forget crowded. Whatever. If you want to look like a circus show in public, by all means, go ahead. I roll my eyes at her and head back to the kitchen. Ben, I'll be taking the kitchen. You go up front. What? Why? Because I said so. Now go. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Take a moment to clear my throat before walking to the counter. There's a brief moment of hesitation as I attempt to remember the line they gave me. Yarr, welcome to Matey Munchies and Cafe. How may I take your order? Who the hell runs this place? Why did I sign up for this? I don't know. I'm asking you the same question, boy. Why did you sign up for this? Best piece of advice I ever took from my dad: never work in fast food. Just don't do it. Don't do it. I finish ringing up the person's order and head to the back to help with the food. You said that completely wrong, by the way. Oh, did I? You see, it's supposed to go, Yarr, welcome aboard ye old Matey's Munchies Cafe. What treasures do thy seek? That's how you sound. You're better off hanging with those depressed teens you see in the front of the alt shops. So what? We earn a couple bucks more than the minimum and I'm supposed to forget that I'm talking to a full-grown woman? Hey, she had a kid with her, too. This is known for being family-friendly, you know. No need to be so grumpy. I thought you were supposed to be the people person. You're better off out there than I am. You don't need to be a people person to be nice, Ben. If anything, I think it's better for you to be working the front. You're so antisocial that it might get you more enthusiastic about things. Or make me hate this job more. Only one way to find out, huh? I need to learn this kitchen better anyways, so consider this a learning experience for both of us. Yeah. So where's everyone else? It's usually quiet during the week, so there's no real reason to have any more than just the two of us working. Besides, they figured it'd be better off for you to get used to working here when there isn't a huge rush of customers. I already know what I'm doing. Of course you do, as long as you're not working up front at least. Does it really matter that much? Mm-hmm. I have said it many times at my job, but the reason I am so against working up front isn't just because I don't like people. That's not the reason. I can handle that. It's the fact that I have flat feet. And counter to what you might think, that would be really nice for just standing around. No, it's hell. It's absolute hell. Like, if I'm standing in place for a length of time, it doesn't even have to be that long. Just, just minutes. My feet just... Oh my god. They let me know how much they don't like that. And that is why I don't work the front. Because I cannot... I just physically get very uncomfortable standing in the same place for more than a few minutes. It's just... Can't do it. I prefer to have a more active role where I'm moving around, getting lower to the ground, reaching up to get stuff. That kind of thing. I like a more active job. That way, my feet are always moving. When you got management staring at you from behind, yeah. Whatever. Have fun up there. Later. Over time, I certainly began to see just how quiet of a day today is. Of course, it's left me and my coworker to sit around aimlessly cleaning what we can in between orders. That way, by the end of the day, everything's already cleaned up. Well, everything except the dinner I whipped up so I don't have to go home and cook. Clean that separate. That's it for today, finally. If I have to sit around for another minute in this place, I'm gonna break something. You should listen to your own advice and be more enthusiastic. The only thing I'm enthusiastic about is how the fist is going to run straight down your throat. I'm only repeating what you said yourself. How about you repeat what I do whenever the day's over and close this place up real quick, because I'm out of here. She throws me a key to the room and walks to the front entrance. On the first day? Seriously? Mm-hmm. You better not lose that, you hear me? Or else management's gonna be on my ass about it. Something tells me you're not gonna last long at this job. Trusting somebody who is literally as green as grass to close up shop. Like, bruh. You know how long it took before I got to close up shop at the store that I work at? Because I can tell you, it was not on the first day. It wasn't even after a month, or 6 months, or a year. It's a little different being a restaurant compared to a grocery store, but still. It wasn't until I started doing full-time this summer, so almost 5 years. Next month, it'll be 5 years officially. So, yeah. Either the people working there have really got to trust you, or the person giving you that responsibility is somebody that's probably not going to last long in the position anyway. Alright. Let's continue. I don't lose things easily, don't worry. Good. See you tomorrow. My coworker quickly leaves the room, leaving me with the remaining closing work. The faster I get this done, the faster I'll be able to leave as well. I shut off the AC before checking each of the machines to make sure nothing's still on. I then input the code for the cafe's alarm system and exit the room. It's only then that I'm able to lock the door behind me and begin my walk back home. Yep. Yeah, so they trust somebody on their first day to do that. Interesting. Oh, we're back with this here.
That guy wasn't kidding. This stuff is strong. Haven't had anything quite like this in a while. I slumped further down onto my bed, resting my head on a stack of 2 pillows. Doesn't matter how many painkillers I take, my head is still pounding from yesterday. I rubbed my hand over the bruise, immediately feeling a stinging pain throughout the side of my head. I really need to stop doing that.
But you can't help yourself, can you? You just have to keep doing it.
Looking over to my nightstand, I search for something to drink, only to see my bottle of water is completely empty. Oh, come on, man. Thought I filled that shit up earlier. Whatever. I can live without it. No big deal. Damn it. Guess I really do need it after all.
Somebody cue the SpongeBob meme.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it.
Cut to wide-eyed SpongeBob.
I need it.
This is literally that moment. This scene's literally that moment, dude. Oh my god, I love it.
Jumping out of bed, I snatch the bottle off my nightstand and immediately head downstairs.
Ooh.
Reaching the kitchen, I set my bottle under the tap and let it fill up with water. Once it reaches the top, I quickly chug down the entire bottle.
Jesus, dude. Just how many ounces does that bottle hold?
Much better. I put the bottle back under the tap and let it fill up again. But that's when I hear something knock at my window. I jump away from the noise, looking over towards the window. Oh, it's just a branch.
This guy's a little paranoid, guys.
Wait, it's dark out already? It can't be that late. I check the time on my phone. Ah, shit. It's already 12:30. I really should start heading to sleep now, shouldn't I? I take the cap off my bottle and screw it back on the top. It's only then that I walk over to turn off the lights. Huh? Was over here. It's rude to ignore a guest, you know. On my couch sits some person casually resting one foot over the other on the coffee table, his head resting in his left hand. Who the hell are you? What the hell are you doing in my house? I don't recognize him at all. It doesn't help that his face is covered by some bandana, leaving his eyes as the only thing visible.
Relax. I have no intention of hurting you. Just take a seat for me, will you?
Only if you tell me who the hell you are first, Chris Hansen.
That's not important. Now take a seat.
In a panic, I take the knife that was on top of my counter and gesture it toward the man. If you don't leave right now, I won't hesitate to come over there. Why do you have to make things so difficult? I'm only here to ask a few questions.
Yeah, well, I have no interest in talking to some stranger.
You know, the last two guys who came into my house uninvited got one hell of a beating. So you best be getting the hell out of my house.
So I've heard.
The guy stands up from the couch, slowly approaching me. His voice is a little familiar, but I can't remember exactly why. Look, I don't have time to waste negotiating with you. If you're not going to sit down like I asked, you leave me no choice but to make you. Stay back! I'm warning you! The guy ignores me, walking closer and closer by the second. Even though I'm the only one with a weapon, my hands continue to shake uncontrollably. I can only back away for so long before I'm forced to the back of my kitchen. Get the hell away from me! Look, put the knife down, alright? It'll make things easier for both of us. Yeah, right! How the hell am I supposed to trust you? You're right. You can't. But it's not like you're going to have much of a choice, either. Ugh. Right, that's it! I swing the knife in his direction, but he's able to step back just before it lands. Damn it. I continue sending swing after swing, but he dodges every time. Eventually, one of my swings just barely misses his right side, and he's able to grab hold of my arm. Before I'm able to pull my arm away, however, he wraps it behind my head and quickly forces me to the wall. Oh! For a black belt, you sure can't fight for shit. Who the hell are you? The hell do you? Ah! That's enough. I'm the one who's gonna ask the questions from here on out. You got that? If you want me to leave, then it'll be in your best interest to not keep me waiting. After all, you brought this upon yourself when you called the police.
What the hell is going on? Alright, here we go. Festival day. Ah, shut up. Just a few more minutes. I want to know what's going on in those scenes. Is there some alter ego going on here with our boy? Because, dude, if this game is going to start pulling the same shit that Devil on G-String pulled on me, I don't know how much more of that I can handle. Hello? You're not still sleeping, are you? Okay, this is a different room. What? No, of course not, Sayori. I knew it. I can tell by your voice you're still in bed. Ugh, fine, my alarm didn't go off, okay? So cut me some slack. Hurry up, we don't want to be late for school. I have a feeling this is where Kaneko is going to make their grand entrance. Yeah. Wait, aren't you supposed to be at school helping Monica already? Well, they're only letting the big clubs advertise out in front of the school today, so I decided to wait for you. Why is that? It's so there's less students crowding the front, that's all. Just hurry up and get ready. And don't forget to bring your poem. I know. I'll be out there soon. I hang up the phone and jump out of bed. Shit, I'm 10 minutes late. No wonder why Sayori's worried. I rush to put on my school uniform and run to the bathroom. My hair is all messed up. Call me a slob if I go out like this. I douse my hair in water and attempt to brush it to where it looks halfway decent. Stupid hair. Unnecessary capital. With enough manipulation, the last pesky strand of hair goes down. Finally. I take a quick moment to brush my teeth before heading down to the kitchen. So I don't think that duality thing I was talking about a minute ago is going to come to pass. It's a more literal thing. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. So I reached the kitchen and desperately searched the closet and cabinets for something to eat. This looks like a good place for a comma. Come on, I've got to have something. Aha! Buried behind 2 boxes of cereal sits an almost empty box of breakfast bars. Perfect. I take the last remaining bar and throw the box away. I probably shouldn't keep Sarah waiting for too much longer. I run over to grab my bag and rush out the door.
It's about time. I was worried you'd go right back to sleep.
Sayori, I told you, my alarm didn't go off. Wouldn't want to miss a day like today. You know that.
Right.
Now come on, let's leave before we're late for school. She follows shortly behind me as we make our way closer to the school. Wake our way? Make our way.
So, what kind of poem are you presenting for the festival?
It's a secret.
Can you tell me though? I'm curious.
No, Sayori. Not until the festival.
Aw, that's not fair.
Seems fair to me. Would you be willing to tell yours?
It's a secret too.
See? We both got secrets we want to keep. All seems fair to me.
Yeah, I guess.
How do you think the others will do? Why was that one question mark in different colors? That's what I want to know. They'll be fine.
You sure? They were almost completely opposed to the sharing idea just a couple days ago.
Yeah, but when we shared our poems in the club, I could tell they liked it. Having a wider audience might push them out of their comfort zone a little more, but I doubt it'll affect them much. Another comma moment.
You really think so?
Of course, Sayori. After a few minutes of walking, we reach the gates of the school. There certainly is less of a crowd. I'd say it's less than half of what was out here yesterday. Wow, I never knew just how many clubs this school had. Yeah, it's like when you don't realize just how many different kinds of ice cream there are, or how many different kinds of cheese there are, or how many different kinds of yogurts there are, or how many different kinds of jellos there are, until you start working at a grocery store. I could keep going, but I think you get the point. Sayori and I say our goodbyes and head our separate ways. Okay, class, you have the rest of the period to yourselves. Just know we have a test on Tuesday, so be prepared. Finally, a break. As hard as this algebra stuff is, glad my teacher always finds the time to give us a break at the end of the day. Should probably use this time to get familiar with my poem. After all, I wrote this very late at night, so there might be a few errors I need to fix. Open up my backpack and take out my folder. He's reading it. Is this not the right folder? Could have sworn I put it right in. Wait. It only strikes me now that I left my poem for the festival on my desk. It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up. If I don't have a poem for the festival, they're gonna be pissed. I quickly rip out a blank piece of paper from my notebook and take out a pen from my backpack. Improvise, adapt, overcome! Now I have to remember what I wrote. Yep, this is like playing telephone, and he is probably shit at telephone. Although to be fair, so am I, so it works out. I write down the first 2 lines before coming to a stop. I can't think of how this line went. Whatever, at least know the last few lines. I skip over a large chunk of the paper to write down the finishing lines of my poem before returning to the top. Following Monica's advice, I see. Come on, the line was the line. Come on, baby, what's the name? I check the time on the wall and see how I only have 10 minutes of class left. I might be able to buy myself more time if I don't go to lunch. Yeah, that should be plenty of time, I think. I'm sure Zuri wouldn't mind. She did take her own break yesterday, after all. I try my best to fill the lines I can remember throughout the poem before my teacher dismisses us. Exiting the room, I take a seat on one of the benches just outside. I set my bag on the floor and use my folder as support for my poem. Okay, now think. Think, boy. I have less than half my poem done and only under an hour's worth of time to get it all done. No pressure. He's gonna fuck this up, isn't he? Oh, I think I know one of the lines. It goes here, I think. No, here. Wait, that's from my last poem. Fuck. At this point, my paper's crumpling from the sheer amount of erases I've done. That of my poem looks more like a collage of random sentences as opposed to a legible literary piece. Jeez, I don't think I'm ever getting this done. Decide enough's enough and rip out another sheet of blank paper. Just start from scratch. That should work. Dude's really gonna try to bang out a poem in less than half an hour. Begin writing a new poem, keeping a similar theme to the one I wrote at home. However, this doesn't stop me from getting writer's block here and there. Alright, I'd say this is about halfway. Pull up my phone to check the time and notice I only have 5 minutes until the end of lunch period. 5 minutes! Crap, I've used up all this time, too. There's not much I can do except write quicker. I spend the next 5 minutes writing down, erasing, and thinking over how I'm going to end this poem. Until eventually... almost done. Damn it! Just won't be able to finish here. I stare at the paper and see it's full of crossed out sentences and messy writing. Maybe unfinished, but it's an alright poem at least. My next class is across the entire campus, so if I don't want to be late, I should hurry. Grab onto my bag and with my folder and arm, I start rushing towards my class. This mod is kind of a run-on sentence problem, I'm noticing. Like in a lot of places where I would expect commas, there just aren't. So many people in the way, though. Damn it! Turn into another hall and detour from the crowd to take a different route. Ah, this is much better. Now I start practically running down the hall with how much free space is available. Oh boy, this is where the meeting of the minds happen, isn't it? If only there was. Hey, how did I know? Gah! Ugh. Ugh. Oh, hey, it's you. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to crash into you like that. I was just trying to make it before the bell and I wasn't paying attention. Looking behind me, I noticed that he had dropped his folder and spilled its contents on the ground. I kneeled down and grabbed each of the papers that fell out, most of which just seemed to be jumbles of paragraphs with loose scribblings over some of them. What are you... Finished with packing the papers back inside their folder, I hand it back to the student. Here. Huh? You dropped this, right? Oh, yeah, right. He grabs the folder from my hand and proceeds to stand up. Just as he does, I continue my walk towards my next class. Thanks for helping, by the way. He's not interested in talking, boy. Just keep moving. As the day goes by, I can't help but stare at the clock on the wall. Again, run-on sentence problem. Comma. Right there. These days are always the slowest, especially considering it's a Friday. Just one more hour and I'm out of here. Doesn't help that I wasn't able to pack myself a huge lunch this time around due to work. Now that it's the day of, I'm hearing about this festival left and right. Excuse me. Too many jujus. So I already mentioned that it had food, right? Maybe I'll take her word on that. So can anyone tell me how we would... Over time, I start tuning out the teacher's lecture. He likes to repeat a lot of the same material anyway, so it's not like I'm gonna miss out on much. One thing I do notice, however, is how nobody else in the classroom raises their hand or so much as say a word. Looks like I'm not alone. I try not to make it obvious that I'm zoning out by still looking in the teacher's general direction. And that's all for today's class. Have fun at the festival. I grab my bag and swiftly exit the room. Finally. Looking down the hall, I instantly noticed some newly decorated classroom doors that weren't there earlier. Again, another comma. They must have set those up during the period. The time for the festival was set to be 5 minutes after everyone's last class. There's likely already some stuff set up in the courtyard I could grab and go. On the way to the courtyard, I see various other decorated rooms with who I assume to be club members greeting students at their doors. The school speakers also start playing some generic Halloween tune at a low volume, which I assume is to be festive but not so loud that it bothers the clubs. I'll be honest, if Halloween wasn't being shoved down my face every time I entered a grocery store, I would have completely forgotten Halloween was even a holiday. I wish I could feel that way about Christmas. The rooms become more and more decorated as I walk down the hall. I think I start noticing a theme. Some students wear hockey masks and a lot of others have some guy in that same hockey mask decorated somewhere along the wall or their door. Seems everyone decided to go with the same Halloween idea. Somehow. At least some people aren't referencing whoever that is. You mean Jason? I saw two club rooms team up and base their outside decorations off of some haunted lake, with a rotted yellow sign and shed in the foreground and background, respectively. Oh yeah, that's exactly what October's for, Zach. You nailed it. There was also a hand sticking out of the water, which I thought was neat. Yeah, at least they went for something more original. I would have thought there'd be more Halloween stuff to go off of, but maybe that guy's popular now or something. Since most of the other rooms were pretty much the same, I passed by them without as much as a second thought. Stepping into the courtyard, I noticed the same music that was playing on the speakers indoors is playing outside, but at a much higher volume. I also see various stands posted across the grass. There isn't a whole lot out yet, as I suspected. I walk over to where they seem to have a grill and see that the line is pretty short. Nice! Score! Perfect. I could go for a burger anyway. For a short wait, I take my burger along with fries and a cold drink to one of the outdoor benches. Score! Got your birthday, Halloween, and then Turkey Day a few weeks later. Yep, that's what makes fall such a great season. It's not the greatest place to eat, but fuck, I'm starving. I chowed out on the burger as I watched some students playing this throwing game. Cornhole? Oh no, that game. That's a classic carnival game right there. It's hard to see, but I think they're trying to knock down stacked bottles or something. That doesn't seem terribly difficult, yet every time they only knock down a couple each time. Interesting. Maybe the ball is light and doesn't have a whole lot of force when thrown? Or perhaps the bottom bottles have some weight to them that makes them hard to knock down with the rest? Yeah, that's classic carnival shenanigans right there. Whatever it is, I see person after person fail to knock them all down, so there's likely something going on. Yep, another comma there. Yeah, dude, carnival games are fucking rigged. I eventually finished eating my food and decided it's about time to go home. The games, despite their intrigue, seem like total scams. Oh yeah, they are. That's how the carnival works. I don't think I'll be missing out on much by not playing them. This is why I can't play many arcade games these days. And that's why I was so pissed off that the arcade at the Wisconsin Dells got rid of the one fucking game that I actually played. Like, fuck, dude, I was upset about that. Because that was my game. And I was upset that they got rid of it. Because it was one of the only fucking games that actually has an actual element of skill to it. As opposed to either just being dumb luck or do the thing just right and you win big money, or else you win nothing. So that's so many arcade games are now these days, and it's just sad. Even Mark Robber proves how them games are rigged, and he shows you how to somewhat avoid being scammed. I'd still rather just not mess with it. But yeah, dude. The one fucking arcade game I actually played. Here, I'm gonna pull this up. I'm going to another tab on my browser. Because it was a light gun type of game. Yeah, here. OBS, come to me. I'm switching the game window for a second. Yeah, this is the one I'm talking about. This one right here. You got, you got the chairs there. You got the two light guns that you control at the bottom. And, yeah. And the way it works is actually really fun. It's a pretty fun light gun shooter. It starts off slow with some small waves up at the top. They come in at the top left and just kind of come down. It gets harder as it goes along. But the whole idea at the arcade at the Wisconsin Dells is that it's just like high score mode, and the idea is you have to get a high enough score to win the set bonus that they have. The one at the Dells was always set to 500 if you got, the right amount of points. And I had this game distilled down to a science. You take it slow at the beginning because you want to take advantage of the UFOs coming in. Because the UFOs are the really only luck factor of the run. As opposed to the bombs bouncing around and what special weapon you get. You get, I think, 3 bombs and 1 special weapon that sticks around for a bit. You can elect not to use it, but the bombs stick around forever. But yeah, it's very strategic, getting the bonus consistently, because you have to have a game plan going in. And you have to be a good shot. You have to know how to use your special weapons too. You have like the Oz Blaster, which is just like a screen wipe, and then you have the Meteors, which was my less favorite of the 2 special weapons, because that one wasn't as good as screen clearing as the other one was. The Oz Blaster. But yeah, if you've never played it and you can find an arcade of this somewhere, definitely check it out. If you like light shooters. A light gun shooter. Yeah, they're fun. And I was pissed that they got rid of this game, dude. I'm still going to be salty about that. Anyway, back to the mod. Like, going back to that side tangent for a second about how most arcade games are so scammy these days. The last year that I got to play this game up at the Dells, so 2022, that was my best year on that game. And it was the year that made me realize I've distilled the game down to a science. Because I always put enough money on my card at this arcade to do 30 runs on the game. Enough to play the game 30 times. And it's a fairly expensive play. So that's not a small amount of money. I want to say it's like $60 maybe or something. to get 30 plays, but it was absolutely worth it. Because last year, I went a perfect 30 for 30 on getting that bonus. I nailed it every single time. No miss. Not once did I miss. So yeah. Not getting to try to one-up my performance from last year kind of disappointed me about my vacation this year to the Dells. I was kind of upset that they got rid of it. But maybe they finally realized that, you know, if enough people get good at this, then people actually start getting enough tickets to get the good shit. So, yeah. That sucks. And I just didn't bother playing anything in the arcade this year because nothing else caught my eye. So yeah, now we'll get back on track. For real this time. So no, my boy, you will not be missing out on much. Walking down the corridor, I can see each of the clubs packed with students inside. There's even some rooms where the students are lining outside to get in. People really care about these things, huh? I questioned why Sarah would be the type of person to enjoy a literature club, but with the way people are sitting outside in the hall for something like chess, I now think just about anything's possible. I've been hearing from channels like Gotham Chess that right now humans have been more interested in chess than at any other point in history. Probably because of the pandemic, a lot of people decided to try out chess. But like, fuck, dude. Yeah, chess is becoming more popular. Also, if you want a playlist to just laugh at, look up how to lose at chess. Oh my god. Oh my god. If you like know anything about chess and you go into that playlist, like, holy fuck, you are gonna be in disbelief at some of the moves the players featured in these games play. Like, you're gonna do a double take at this kind of stuff you're gonna see in that playlist. I continue my way down the hall and I see no shortage of people waiting. It's all fairly consistent. The only exceptions are rooms with the doors closed or ones not decorated, but even they have people in front of or next to them. That is, until I reach a room near the end of the hall. There's a gap in the people waiting outside club rooms. It's strange, but they probably haven't opened yet. I take a peek and see that it's certainly not closed. The other clubs around it, they have the same hockey mask guy decorated all around the wall and door, albeit to a lesser degree. I may not know who that dude is. However, I do notice a familiar name on the front board. It reads, "Welcome to our literature club." Dun 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 dun. I stop in my tracks the second I read that. Is this the literature club Saria was talking about? There's only 2 students sitting at the desks in the room. I assume the others to be the club members since they're standing by the podium. I can't see if Sayori's in there, but I wonder if this is the one she was talking about. The students sitting down start lightly clapping, and sure enough, I see Sayori appear on the podium. This is definitely the club. I can't wait to see what he thinks. I think Monica is waiting to see it too. I expected a little more participation than this. I don't know why, but I can't help but stand and watch for a minute. That minute soon turns to a few more. It's only when I hear the claps of the audience that I finally am being broken out of my trance. Can't waste time standing here at a club. I've got stuff to do. Check my phone for the time. I don't have a whole lot of time to spare. I should get... You're free to come in if you'd like. But it beats watching from out here.
Of course one of the members comes up to me.
That's what I get for staring at them like a dumbass. And now she's like, what? Like, oh, did I scare you? Oh, sorry. Be on my way.
You're fine. It takes courage to try new clubs.
Wait,
But don't worry, we'll make you feel right at home.
Something tells me she's not going to take no for an answer.
Damn it, why do I feel so guilty?
If she didn't have to show up, this wouldn't have been a problem. Serves me right for staying here as long as I did. Whatever. 20 minutes. No more. Sure.
Great! My name's Monica. I'm the club leader. You can take a seat at any of the desks and feel free to grab a cupcake and some tea.
Thanks. Stepping into the room, I awkwardly take a seat in the middle front row, away from the other two students. Each desk has a candle placed on top, all with a lavender scent. Next to some generic poem placed on the desk is a cupcake, just as Monica mentioned. Looking towards the front of the room, I see some purple-haired girl standing at the front podium, along with a tea set on one of the further desks. No sign of
I didn't know you'd come, Ben. I thought you didn't like social events.
Well, there she is. I know. I surprised myself when I walked through that door.
Huh? What does that mean?
Not important. I just happened to walk by and decided I have some time to spare, that's all.
Oh. Well, welcome, Ben. Yuri's about to begin reading her poem. You came at the perfect time.
Is that so?
Mm-hmm. I have to go back up there now. Let me know what you think after.
Will do. Sari makes her way towards the front of the room, just off to the side of the podium. I had to sneeze there. Whew. So this is the duality they were talking about.
Focusing.
I turn my full attention to the front of the room, where this girl Yuri is apparently going to read us a poem. This should be interesting. She hesitates to start, checking her audience before immediately retreating back to looking down at her paper. Even with the lack of people sitting at the desks, I can relate to her hesitation to speak publicly. Although this goes on for long enough that Sari steps up and whispers something to her. That seems to get the ball finally rolling as Yuri clears her throat before presenting her poem.
My poem is called The Raccoon.
Oh, interesting.
It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human.
As she reads, I notice her demeanor changing to more and more confident. It becomes obvious that this poem is something she's very passionate about. It's difficult to discern the meaning of it, though. Hey, nice, Zach, nice. I don't understand how someone like her relates to it at all, let alone enough to be passionate about it. Maybe it's a reference to a famous author that I'm too dumb to understand. An extra O is needed. Wrong too. I'm not exactly a literary expert, that's for sure. It's likely that the symbolism is only fabricated to make for an interesting poem. After all, the poem is well written and honestly quite impressive, at least compared to anything I could do, that is. Eventually, the girl finishes the presentation, and I, along with everyone else in the room, applaud. Thank you. Yuri steps away from the podium, and Monica soon takes her place. Thank you, Yuri, for presenting such a lovely poem. You did amazing. Our last presentation will start in just a few minutes. In the meantime, there's still plenty of snacks left for you guys to enjoy. Monica steps away from the podium and walks over to Sayori. I can tell her last sentence had a hint of nervousness behind it. Yeah, she was expecting a few more people than this. I know how these types of things go. This is soon justified as one of the other 2 students leaves the club room. Aside from the other members, it leaves only myself and some other guy who's chowing down on a cupcake. Oh, that's right, I haven't touched my cupcake yet. I look at the cupcake that's been placed on my desk since before the presentation. It's a chocolate cupcake with pink frosting and sprinkles on top. The design's a little girly, but I guess it's the taste that matters. I open up the wrapper and can't help but feel peering eyes from across the room. I first assumed that it's Sayori or something, however, I noticed that she's still talking with Monica. Very observant. Now confused, I glance around the room for a moment to see who else this feeling could have come from. Nope, no one else seems to even acknowledge my existence from the looks of it. Strange. Never thought I'd be paranoid in a place like this. Especially over a cupcake. You'll figure it out soon enough. The feeling returns once more, but this time I just ignore it. Take a bite out of the cupcake and... not bad. I can tell they baked this from scratch and didn't just get them store-bought. To think their cupcakes would be just as impressive as their poems. They really did put a lot of effort into this, much like the rest of the clubs. It's shocking how little people come to stop by, even just for a moment. Although I myself only came in because I felt bad, so what do I know? I look over to the only other student in the room who seems to have gotten another cupcake. I wonder how long he's been here. Or better yet, what he's actually here for. Whatever it is, it's not my place to butt in. I take a few more bites before I notice a familiar pink figure approach me. So, Ben, what did you think? It was pretty good. Did she make it just for the presentation? Of course. All our members wrote poems specifically for today. Impressive. I can tell you guys put in the effort. Thanks. Did you like the cupcakes? Yeah, the design is a bit cutesy, but it surprised me that it was homemade. That's our Natsuki for you. She makes her poems like she makes her cupcakes. What? Homemade? No, the cutesy part. Although she doesn't really like it when her work is described that way. Again, need a comma. I see. I looked where the other members are sitting and instantly get a good theory as to who this Natsuki is. It's probably the one with the hair color that's as pink as the frosting. That would sure explain a lot. Can pick him from a crowd. So Sayori, when's this next presentation gonna start? It's going to start in just a minute. He's just proofreading his work while the audience builds up a little. Uh-huh. I take notice of another student now in one of the seats further from me. Glad to see at least some people are stopping by. I have to get back up there now, Ben. Feel free to grab another cupcake while you wait. And she's gone. Wonder what all she even does up there. Whatever it is, it's causing the other members to periodically stare at me. It's getting creepy. After a little more than a minute, a club member finally steps up to the podium. He seems familiar, but I can't quite wrap my head around it. You don't commit a lot of people to memory, do you? My poem is called The Light Within the Dark. The club member begins reading the first few lines of his poem, but I pay very little attention. Become stuck trying to figure out where I've met this guy before. If I walked through those doors on any other day, I'd see nothing. Yet one day, I was welcomed with both doors wide open. This time there was light extending to all four corners. Each corner was different, but no less inviting. The entire room was illuminated for me, but was this really the right place? I doubt he's one of my classmates, nor would he be someone I'd see at lunch. Maybe... I think I remember now. Damn it. He was that guy who bumped into me in the halls. This club might be the reason behind all those random papers he dropped on the floor. Now, with that mystery solved, I try to catch myself up on the poem he's presenting. It might be that I barely heard the first half, but I can't pick up on any of the symbolism. Something about being skeptical of the light in a room. A lot of this seems extremely vague, which makes finding the meaning behind it difficult. I really should have paid more attention. The student finishes presenting, and once again everyone who's in the room applauds. Or should I say, myself and some new student. The guy eating the cupcakes left sometime during the presentation. As the club member steps away from the podium, he stares in my direction for a moment. Seems like he finally recognized me back. Hey! The meeting of the minds. Or so I thought. Monica walks to the front of the room to conclude the presentation, but my attention is drawn elsewhere. Or specifically towards the only other student in the room, who's halfway out the door. It seems with the presentations coming to a close, he sees no reason to stay any longer. Or better yet, like the other guy, he only came for the snacks and decided to leave as soon as he finished. From all that I've seen, wouldn't it be far-fetched to assume none of the people I saw in here earlier had any actual interest in the club in the first place. In a way, I feel bad for Sayori's club. Like them, I also have no interest in joining this club. It's not about the subject matter. In fact, I thought what they did was impressive. But as I've said before, I don't think I can manage being in a club with my current schedule. Not to mention why I should even join in the first place. Actually, speaking of schedule, I checked the time on my phone. I have a little over an hour before I have to be at work. That includes the ride back and the time to get ready. If I want any time to rest before work, I should get going now. I reached to grab my bat. Ben, what did you think of the presentations? Before I'm able to pick up my bag, Suri comes to check on me. That's right. I almost forgot why I was here in the first place. Both of them did great, Sayori. Can tell your members are all passionate about their work. Wrong your. Just need the R, no R-E.
I know, right? Kaniko's poems are always the best.
Kaniko. So that's his name, huh? That's a long time to wait for that name drop. Sounds a little familiar. Maybe he is in one of my classes. Yeah. I'm kind of the late guy. Because of my shift at work. That's just what I do. So, what's up, man? Good to see ya. Plot summary? Well, let me think of how to phrase it. I think I'd be better off just showing you the synopsis on the mod page. It's linked in the description if you want to grab it for yourself. But this story is kind of a tale of two MCs here. It's going back and forth between two different characters that we're following. One is the new protagonist, who is described as such. He's really only in this club room right now because he bumped into Sayori up on the roof earlier, This guy is really a lone wolf type. He kind of just keeps to himself. And then there is the MC we all know and love. The one that I named Kaneko in this playthrough. Because one of my chat members told me to at the beginning of the stream. But yeah. So far it's kind of just been slice of life school going on following these guys. The real interesting bits are the in-betweens that happen after each day is concluded. There's some dark stuff going on during those moments. It's like we're following some mysterious character, and there is some let's just say hoodlum type stuff going on. I don't know, that's the best I can describe it. Not exactly crescent fresh, if you will. I don't know. I don't know. Just found out Kaneko is just Japanese for kitten. It's also the name of one of my chat members who was in here at the start of the stream. They also make their own DDLC mods, so if you haven't checked them out, feel free to do so. It's not like I pay much attention to the people around me anyways. Yeah, you don't really do that, do you? Uh-huh. What about you? Eh? How do you think you did? Oh, right. 1 second. She goes over to a nearby desk and grabs out a paper from a folder. Looks like a paper that was torn out of a notebook. Here's the poem that I read today. She flashes me the poem and I see the title, Dear Sunshine, written across the top. Ha! Would you like me to read it to you? I'm not sure how asking how you did translates to let me see your poem, Sayori. I'll play along, I guess. If I'm the one to read it, I'm sure it'll go by much quicker. If it's not too much to ask, I'd like to read it for myself. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a bit redundant. But in this case, it's actually kind of warranted. Because traditional MC is actually a separate character from the character I'm piloting right now. Sure, not at all. She hands me the poem and I take a look at it. Yep, standard stuff. The usual. Would have liked to see the poem that Kaneko was trying to write earlier. Like, we heard bits and pieces of it when he was, I think, writing it, trying to write it down. Because he forgot it at his desk back at home. Or if you're old, MC means Minecraft. Ha! Yeah, it is. Sayori's poem. I would have liked to see a more original one from Kaneko earlier when he was trying to rewrite his poem. Because like I said, he forgot it at home this morning. I see. The writing definitely suits her personality, that's for sure. Everything was good, albeit very childish. Especially that last line. Hey, that's what our boy said. It certainly throws off any sort of underlying meaning to the poem I might have thought of. Is there any particular reason why you chose to include that last line? I got a little hungry. I see. The poem came out very nice. It fits you well, Sayori. Thanks. Mr. Munch reincarnated? She very much is. She's like Kirby when Kirby sees food, just inhales it. I hand the poem back to her and she goes to put it back in her folder. By the way, I have to get going now. Oh, why so soon? There's stuff at home I have to get done today, not to mention work. Could you stay for just a couple more minutes? The other club members really want to meet you. I really... Please? She gives me this sad puppy-eyed expression, attempting to persuade me to stay. That trick doesn't work on me. I have to go now. Sorry. Really now? I did not know that, dude. Aww. Well, thanks for stopping by. It means a lot. I grab my bag, slinging it over my right shoulder. Wait, Ben. Do you think you'd be able to check out the club next week? I wish I could say that I only stopped by out of curiosity. For whatever reason, I can't seem to muster the words to tell her. Another comma needed there. I wonder why. Because he feels bad. Not sure. Sorry. It's okay. It was not very effective. Indeed. I'd exit the club room, seeing the halls comparatively more empty than earlier. Maybe a handful of students walking about at most. Not to mention many club doors that are now closed. It's a weird feeling, walking in the halls with this much silence. The only sounds emanating from the hall being footsteps around me and the muffled conversations inside each of the club rooms. In a way, I like it. I feel myself subconsciously moving slower than usual. Yeah, he wants to soak this in. This is his jam right here. Or at least the normal of beating the flood of students rushing toward the school entrance. I wish this was the way school was all the time. Before long, I make it to the bus stop where there isn't a single other student waiting. It's strange, but I sit down on a nearby bench anyways. Thinking about it now, this entire day has been a little strange. I still wonder why I stepped in that room. Because you stood around for too long and Monica convinced you. That's why. The presentations were interesting, sure. But should I even care? Or rather, why do I care? It's because you feel a sense of obligation from Monica persuading you to come in. Oh, whatever. The bus should be scheduled to arrive in just a couple minutes. Somebody's gonna catch up to him, isn't he? In the meantime, I search my pocket, pulling out a small silver coin. Ah, yes, the one from the intro. I then start spinning the coin on the top of my index finger while I wait for the bus to arrive. Dude, I wish I could do that. Making me jealous, man. Shouldn't be too crowded at this time of the day. After all, most of the wait comes from all the stops in between. I guess only time will tell. Oh boy. Oh boy. There's more. I thought maybe we were going to get a cut to black soon, but my bladder cannot wait any longer. I need to empty it before we continue, so I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's get into this. What are we getting into? Oi, you over there. Huh? You think I'd just forget or something? Oh, it's you again. Oh, it's just him again. And he brought backup this time, I see. Accompanied by 2 other students, no less. Although I don't see any sign of that girl anywhere. Guess not. What exactly do you plan to get out of this?
Why, what the hell do you mean by that? You touched my fucking girl.
What else could I be in here? What else could I be here for? Like I said, the usual school drama type stuff. And to clarify for the record, no, this guy actually didn't. The girl's pulling some fake makeup bullshit to make her boyfriend believe that she hit him, or that he hit her, when that's absolutely not what happened. The girl was about to throw a punch at Sayori because there was a tiny scratch on her phone and she was claiming it was broken. She's an entitled little bitch is what she is. And our boy here caught her fist in his hand and just slowly tightened his grip until she stopped. And then threw her phone down the hall. So, yeah, the bitch got what she deserved. And now she's all in a mood about it. And his boyfriend is just as much of an entitled dipshit as she is, because he's trying to act all tough to impress her. But our boy here's having none of it. You'll see. I already told you I didn't. You better not think you can bullshit your way out of this one. We're far enough from the school to where we can do whatever the hell we want. You're at the front gate. That's still school property, you idiot. Oh, if you want a recap of why this is happening, back up like a minute or two. Because, yeah, this is the boyfriend of an entitled brat that was trying to get Sayori to buy her a new phone that she claimed was broken but only had one tiny scratch on it. Because Sayori bumped into her and made her drop it. So, yeah. Yeah. It is the definition of entitlement. And now her boyfriend's trying to act all tough to impress her. And he's going to fail miserably. And by the way, this line here, complete fucking lie. This line here, it's a complete fucking lie. The bimbo did some makeup bullshit to make it look like she got punched. I see. The guy walks up to me with little but the intent to harm emanating from him. Oh boy, not this again. As expected, he throws a hard right hook, aiming directly towards my head. I back away, causing the punch to just barely miss. Although the bench prevents me from gaining more distance. Can't seem to catch a break, can I? I guess we're not going to get to see the conclusion of that for a bit. But yeah, I should also mention there was a scene earlier where our boy, my boy Ben here, actually just humiliated this guy because her girlfriend and he went to see this guy at his locker, and he literally just backed away from all his moves, and then when he overextended, just threw him to the floor, tried to leave. Then the idiot tried to charge at him, and ended up literally ramming into a wall and hurting his nose. It was fucking comical. Just how idiotic this guy was. And yes, we are back with Feline, otherwise known as Kaneko. I grabbed my backpack and looked towards Sayori, who's standing by the club door. Walking over to her, I noticed she looked saddened by something. Is everything alright, Sayori?
Eh? Oh, it's nothing.
Doesn't seem like nothing, Sayori. We're back in the club room now. So, yeah, this is... Yep, we're back in, Kaneko's perspective. You look awfully disappointed. I was just hoping to get us a new member this festival is all. That guy, right?
Yeah, how'd you know?
Sayori, he was like the one person in the crowd you were talking to.
I guess you're right. He's just a friend I made a while ago.
A friend, huh?
What's so funny, Kaneko?
It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Come on, tell me. I'm curious.
Nothing, Sayori. I'm serious.
Aw, okay.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Monica said we're good to go whenever you're ready.
Already? But the festival goes for another 20 minutes.
Well, we're done with our presentations. There hasn't been anyone walking through that door in a good while. She sees no reason to keep the club going today if no one is going to come in.
Oh, alright.
Sayori heads to her desk and grabs her backpack off the floor. She still looks a little bothered by something, but smiles after saying her goodbyes to the other girls. Soon she walks back over to me. You got everything?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's head out. Are you tired too, or is that just me?
I'm pretty sure it's just you, Kaneko.
Mm-hmm. That's weird.
You didn't stay up too late again, did you?
No, not at all, Sayori.
I absolutely did.
Are you sure about that? You were awfully tired in the morning, too.
Oh, fine, I had to finish an assignment last night, okay?
Nico, you have to get proper sleep. It's important.
Don't you tell me how to live my life, Sayori. I fall asleep when I fall asleep, and that's that. I know. He was up playing League of Legends. I actually haven't played League of Legends, but I've seen quite a bit on YouTube about it, from people who have played it.
I'm serious, Kaneko. You should do your assignments earlier.
Says the one who forgets to do their work until the morning of.
What? What do you mean by that?
That was a do as I say, not as I do moment from Sayori. Sayori, you ended your poem today with I want breakfast. You expect me to believe you wrote that yesterday afternoon?
Hey, I was busy yesterday.
Why did you add that line anyways? Finally, somebody's calling that line into question instead of just thinking, oh, cute, quirky. Is there some deeper meaning to it or something? No.
I was just a little hungry.
You really are something else, Sayori. She really is. A few minutes go by and we eventually reach Sayori's house. I have to say, I like the music here. Let me turn it up a little. Monica seems to like it too. Put it back where I had it. Bye, Kuniko. See you later, Sayori. As Sayori steps inside her room, I walk across the street towards my own place. Ah, home sweet home. Yep, that's Monty under there. Man, I am tired. Thankfully, I'm home, where I can finally rest. I plop down on the couch and search for the remote. After finding it under the cushions, I start flipping through the channels. Come on. There's never anything good on TV. I sympathize with you, Kuniko. The only things I ever watch on TV are news and sports. That's it. That's all I care about. Every channel I swap to is either on commercials or playing some stupid reality show. After a while of searching, I give up. Trying to find Nickelodeon. Man, I remember when that was me. Looking for Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, whatever else was on. Those were the days. I'd say my favorite show to watch after school was always Regular Show. At least in high school, I should say. Like, oh man. As soon as I found that show on Cartoon Network, I was like, oh my god, yes. That's the show that made me remember, what time they start airing different shows like that. I need to figure out where I can watch that show, because I want to watch it again. Because I haven't seen all the episodes. I toss the remote towards the other end of the couch and attempt to get some rest. Oh, it's on Hulu. See, I'm not subscribed to a lot of these streaming services. Most of what I watch is just stuff on YouTube. YouTube is my entertainment, both in this sense and just watching stuff to pass time. You think it'd be better to just get it on DVD? Why didn't I think of that? Fuck, now I'm gonna have to look that up too. Thanks for the suggestion though. Oop. So glad my teachers didn't assign work over the weekend. It's nothing worse than having to remember to write an essay on my only 2 days off. What makes it hard for teachers to understand that school ends after the last bell rings anyway? I seriously shouldn't be expected to do more work on top of all the classwork that I had to do that day. Except the work I do for the club, of course. I've gotten used to that. Even though it's extra work, it's at least the fun type of work. Never have to worry about getting a bad grade, that's for sure. No, you have to worry about disapproval from your club members, which is arguably worse. The worst that can happen is I'll get constructive criticism from all the girls. Speaking of, sorry I was awfully chatty with that one guy. Oof, yeah, that's not the kind of thing you want to be dreaming about. That sucks. Wonder why. He didn't seem all that interested in the club from what I saw. But I bet Sarah would have a thing or two to say against that. After all, she's talked to him more than I have. I'm willing to bet she's got a thing for that guy. Quick to assume, are we? Might explain why she was so let down when he said he couldn't be in the club. No. I've never seen Sarah that disappointed in a while. It worries me. She really wanted our club to have more members. Usually it's Monica who's in that steed, but I'm sure Sarah feels that way too, being VP and all. She's always going out trying to bring new people into the club. Maybe she saw him as the only one likely enough to join at all? I don't know. You tell me. Part of me wishes I could help somehow.
Oh, but this couch is so comfortable.
This is like when I'm writing down the invoices at work and I can feel myself starting to get drowsy as I sit in the office chair. Like, fuck, that's why I don't sit down at work. Bro's sleeping on the couch in his own house. Hey man, he just wants to lay down.
It's such a different feeling compared to my bed. I usually spend 2 hours scrolling on my phone before I go to bed. Right now I'm too tired to even grab my phone from my own pocket. Damn you, couch.
Why is your couch more comfortable than your bed? Something's wrong there.
I really could lay here forever.
Stop thinking. Just turn your brain off and go to bed. Here we go. It's blue now for some reason. Oh, we're back with Hashimoto, the officer slash investigator from earlier.
So, this man that you saw, how would you describe him?
Well, he was tall, white, had gray hair.
The woman lists various traits relating to the suspect, all the while I write them down on a small sheet of paper.
Yeah, there was an investigation. Going on outside of a house.
Colonel Sanders?
I don't know. Maybe. Whatever the case is, there's been some break-ins around the neighborhood over the last month or so. Something like that. And it's got people on edge. Apparently the police just are not doing... People think the police aren't doing enough to respond to the thing, so... Yeah, I'm curious what's going on here.
He was also wearing a dark blazer and jeans.
Anything else?
It was dark outside. I couldn't make out any more than that.
Okay. Feels like this job gets harder by the day. She wants us to track down this person who mugged her, yet can't provide any useful information. No vehicle, no facial features, no distinctive traits at all, really. The best of the details she provided is that he looked about in his early 20s and had a decent build.
So, do you think you'd be able to find this guy?
We'll, see what we can do, miss.
That's a polite way of saying, no, get out of here.
Please, you have to. I had pictures of my family in there, and...
Ma'am, don't you worry. We'll do all we can with the information you provided. It'll take some time, but I promise that we'll let you know as soon as something comes up, okay?
Alright.
The woman reluctantly steps out of her chair, passing by an officer on her way out. Something the matter? Sorry to bother you, sir. We have to talk about the incident that occurred at the station. They requested you come on site, as this may have ties to your case. Really now? Alright then. I don't suppose how a public street brawl has anything to do with my case, but I'll take your word for it. Well, that's the thing. They don't believe this was caused by some impulsive fight. I see. Well, something was bound to pop up sooner or later. The officer exits the room as I stand up from my chair. Assuming this incident's actually related to my case, I'd be willing to bet the culprits are long gone by now, so I doubt we'll be there for long. I grab the keys to my truck before exiting the station. Arriving on scene, I see ambulances pulling into the parking lot. That's a lot more than I was expecting. What the hell happened here? I hastily park my truck on the side of the walkway and reach one of the first responders. Sir, you're finally here. Yeah, sorry about that. Traffic was all over the place. Could you brief me on what exactly is going on here? Of course. The call only stated a fight between two people broke out, but when we arrived, a group of 5 guys were found beaten, with their shirts used as ties around their wrists. I see. What else you got for me? 4 of the 5 had a number of severe, possibly life-threatening injuries, but every one of them was found unconscious. The suspect We suspect that this incident was a result of gang violence due to the weapons we found lying nearby, although the culprits have yet to be identified at this moment. It's just about as I was expecting. Couple of guys beating the hell up with little to no explanation. Were you able to extract anything from the victims yet? Unfortunately not. There's only one person in the group who was left comparatively less injured than the rest, but even he still remains unconscious. Once the guy's awake, you're free to take over questioning. Right. Anything else you got for me? Actually, yes, over here. The first responder walks me over to the other side of the station, where a van sits hidden just behind a dumpster. Missing a space there. A few officers are already searching inside various boxes located in the back. I wonder if this is the van that was outside of the house that got broken into earlier. On the ground, right where all the weapons were, there was a set of keys lying around. We're not sure why the culprits went out of their way to group up the weapons and take the keys like they did, but we were able to find something out of it. These keys led us straight to this van over here, and turns out there's a whole bunch of different narcotics stored inside. Yeah, definitely sounds like gang stuff. So I'd say at minimum we're looking at a drug charge for the vehicle's owner. On the side door of the van I noticed the logo of some air conditioning company. I've been here for at least 30 years now, yet I can't even say I've heard of this company before. Yeah, something seems a little off about that, doesn't it? Hey kid, have you called that number on the side? Huh? Oh, no, not yet. Alright, excuse me for a second. I pull out my phone and input the number on the van. As I expected. Anything, sir? Nope. Nothing more than the beeps of the busy signal. Bro's calling Domino's. Darn. Did you at least find out who the van's registered under? Correct. The van seems to be registered under one of the victims, namely the one with the least injuries. If that ain't a coincidence, I don't know what is. Mind if I talk to him? That's assuming he's awake, sir. Oh, right. Well, there's only one way to find out. I walk back towards the front of the train station where I see most of the ambulances have already taken off. Luckily for me, I see the paramedics talking to who I assume to be one of the 5 suspects. Are you able to tell me the number of fingers I'm holding up? It's okay. Take your time. Hey, you two. Is he up to talk for a minute, or... Give us a moment, Lieutenant. He's just gotten up. If you'd like, we can call you over when he's ready. Yes, that will be fine. While the paramedics do their thing, I take a seat on a nearby step. Maybe this time I'll be able to leave with a few of my questions answered. Now, wouldn't that be nice for a change? Luckily for me, it doesn't take any longer than 5 minutes before the guy finally musters up a coherent sentence. Where am I? You're at the Southern City train station. We found you and a couple others unconscious. Huh? Man quickly leans forward, causing him to grasp his head in pain right after. Sir, take it easy. You shouldn't strain yourself. Keep this on your head. The paramedic hands the man an ice pack to put on his head. As he puts it on, his eyes open just enough to be able to gather in his surroundings. That's when he eventually looks in my direction. Upon seeing my presence, I can see the man quickly become pale through the cuts and bruises on his face. Yep, sure does. Feeling better? Don't need to be scared, bud. I'm not gonna hurt you. What's going on? We're just here to ask a couple of questions about what happened. That won't be too much for you, will it? Here, let's start easy. Are you able to remember the people that attacked you? Do you know how many there were? Or is there anything else you can remember at all about what happened, really? I really don't know. You might need more time to recover, Lieutenant. Just hold off the questioning for now. Alright then. When he's able to think straight, I'll see what I can pick out of him. Now, you're good to take him to the hospital so he can recover with the others. I'll check up with him in the morning. It's already laid out as is, and I got a daughter who's probably staying up until the minute I get home. Understood. The paramedic loads the person in the back of the ambulance before taking off. Wish I could have gotten at least some answers before wrapping things up, but I suppose I can't always have it my way. Just have to note down whatever questions I can think of when I next see him. Walking towards my truck, I see a line of people spectating along the street. I try my best to ignore them, but I'm eventually approached by a reporter.
Sir, are you able to confirm that this is a result of the growing gang violence ravaging our city?
We cannot confirm anything at this time. I apologize.
What about...
Excuse me. The reporter forces the mic in front of me, but I lightly push it away while continuing towards my truck. This job doesn't get any easier, does it? I wait for the crowd of people in the street to part before making my way back to the station. October 16th, 2017. So a 3-day jump, because it was October 13th. So that would mean today's either Monday or Tuesday. I think this is the last in-game day that I'm gonna do, and if this isn't the end of the demo, then we'll have to do a part 2 on this sometime. I made a part 1 thumbnail just in case I didn't finish it in one go. Chat is cultural as always. Indeed. When Kaneko and Lily were here, it was pretty lively. Been pretty quiet. He is my mate. Oreo, what's up, dude? Sandwich Coom. I step out of bed, planting my feet on the carpeted floor below. Open my closet and grab out the various clothes required for my school uniform. The blazer is slightly wrinkled, but it's something I can't fix after school. I then head to the bathroom to wash myself up. Linen, Lilin, salad fingers. Clever. Fell asleep during stream, woke up with a mighty need. A need for what? A need for speed? Need for food? Tell me, my friend, what do you need? The face in the mirror shows that of a guy who hasn't gotten proper sleep in days. Yeah, guy doesn't have much time for himself, sadly. Fair assumption. What did you do to me, 6? A quick wash to the face puts aside the problem, if only temporarily. I fix my hair as best I can, making sure that nothing's left to stick up. Ah, that'll do. I set my brush down and head over to the kitchen. Take out a pan from the bottom cabinet, setting it on the burner. Looking in my fridge, I take out an egg with a few pieces of bacon. I set the bacon on the pan, tapping my hand on the counter rhythmically as I watch it sizzle. After a short while, I crack open the egg and pour its contents onto the pan. Breaking up the yolk in the pan, I start to whistle. Excuse me, first misspelling. Whistle until the breakfast is ready. Oh yeah, who doesn't like bacon, dude? I'm with you. Ah, finally. I slide the food onto a plate and set it down on the table. Before setting down, I quickly open my fridge once more to grab a glass of orange juice. Sarah would be proud. There's no sounds to be heard in the room besides the air blowing from the AC unit. It's a little irritating. I take a remote from the TV and turn it on to serve as a sort of background noise. It's what my videos are for me a lot of the time when I'm watching YouTube while I'm like eating or something. I need to have something as background noise and to help me keep track of time. Finishing the last of my breakfast, I place my plate inside the sink. I'll have to clean that later today. For now, I should start heading towards the bus. Grab my bag and make sure the TV's off before exiting the apartment. This time around, the school was clear. The school entrance was clear of any pesky club advertising. Good. Finally forget about all that club business for once. Inside my locker are the books required for my classes today. I take them out, replacing them with my other textbooks. Closing the locker door, I notice someone familiar. Hey, isn't that the guy from Sayori's club? Hi, Koniko. Huh. Would have thought I'd remember him being this close to my locker. I turn away once he notices me looking in his direction. Nothing against him, but I want to stay out of all this club business. Before I'm able to walk to the main hall, however, I sense him approach me. Hey, you're Sayori's friend, right? What does he want? She happens to be an acquaintance, sure. Well, I was wondering if I could talk to you about something. Sorry, but I have something to do before class. Excuse me. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you think you'd maybe have some free time during lunch? Not sure. What about after school? I notice him starting to follow me from behind. He really is persistent, isn't he? And here I thought Sayori could get a little annoying. I said I don't know. I just wanted to talk for a few minutes, that's all. You sure you wouldn't have any time today? Please, enough. Should go to class. There's no reason to keep following me. Right. I'm sorry. The kid walks off towards the other side of the hall with a defeated expression on his face. Yeah, my boy here is a prickly one. That's just how he is. And I'm all for it. I love him. Kid knows how to handle himself, and he's actually got a backbone. With him finally out of the way, I continue towards my first class of the day. I step into the classroom, heading straight for my assigned desk. Thankfully, today should be... Ben, can you come over here for a second? Yeah. Confused, I walk over to my teacher's desk. I got a call earlier telling me to send you up to the principal's office. Principal's office? Why's that? I'm not quite sure. He only requested that I send you over. You should go there immediately. Okay. The principal's office, huh? Wonder what this is all about. I have a feeling I know. Yep, how did I know? You gotta be kidding me. Of course they're gonna take this higher up the chain of command. They're gonna keep doing this until they get their way. Because that's how these kinds of idiots operate. They know how to game the system. Ben, please take a seat for me. I comply by falling back into one of the chairs, arms crossed. No. No, they're not. Those are the dipshits I was talking about earlier. So, you mind explaining why I called you here? I'll allow him to explain it for me. Yeah. Explain it, dipshit boyfriend. You beat me up for no reason. You did that to yourself. And then you broke my fucking nose. No reason? You came to me, that's enough. Both of you. It has come to my attention that you, Ben, have assaulted him along with 2 other students just outside the school premises. And where is his proof? Is that correct? Yes. Okay. Yeah. They came to him. Getting harassed at school, grab an AR-15, don't actually do that. Bro's letting himself get in trouble. Yeah, he acted in self-defense. Because they approached him first, and they're the ones that started throwing punches first. So they had this shit coming. Do you have anything to say for that? The 3 of them came up to me first, and then tried cornering me for something I didn't do. What might that be? Last week, they blamed me for hitting her and wanted some kind of revenge against me. But you... I said, that's enough. So, Ben, did you hit her? Of course not. She was trying to extort cash out of some girl, and I stepped in to help. The very worst, I grabbed onto her wrist to prevent her from punching the person. Right. And did you know this girl? No. I shouldn't wrap Sayori into this bullshit. She left before I could catch her name. Uh-huh. Well, what do you have to say about what he said? What he said was a total underplay of what happened. Oh, great. Time for the entitled brat to step up. You see, she proceeds to go on a nearly 5-minute rant about various stuff I obviously didn't do, some of which even contradicts her previous statements. I sit in silence, waiting for my chance to speak up. And that's what really happened. I see. Well, it seems you've been active in fabricating the story. It's not fabricated, and you know it. I look over to the guy, who surprisingly seems a little confused himself. Do you have any sort of proof for any of that? No, but I have a video of him assaulting them. What? There was no one in the area at that time, except the 3 guys. Can I see that video? Here. She pulls out her broken phone, and sure enough, it displays a video of the 4 of us. I also take notice of the starting frame, which is slightly after the first punch was thrown. Yep. Either that is when she started recording because she knew this was going to happen, she planned this all out, or she trimmed the video. It also seems as if she was recording behind something, as some sort of foliage covers part of the screen. The video doesn't play any real audio, or at least nothing of importance. Just the sound of the background wind with the occasional gasp. For about 30 seconds, the recording stops on a frame of me standing over the 3 of them. If it were to play for just a couple seconds longer, it might have shown me sitting them on the benches. Of course, I doubt she'd want to show that part. No, not at all. That doesn't play into her narrative. Way to cherry pick what happened. What? I didn't show you getting on the bus right after, leaving them hurt on the floor? You should be grateful. Oh my god. Grab the phone and cut the video to its original, bring the video to its original length. That is, unless she's smart enough to save it as a new video and delete the original. But something tells me she's not smart enough for that. You should know that's not what happened. My boy, something tells me she's not going to be honest. Just after That's it. I know all that I need to know. Ben, whether you were provoked or not, the video clearly shows you attacking 3 students. And for that, I believe a 45-minute after-school detention will be a sufficient punishment. Bro's getting off light.
45 minutes? What kind of punishment is that?
To my knowledge, Ben has attended 2 other schools along with this one. All without any records of delinquency. Suppress a smirk from creeping across my face as he says that. Didn't expect I'd be let off that easily. But hey, who am I to judge? The principal looks over the guy, who's been surprisingly quiet this whole time. You, on the other hand, had a multitude of incidents dating back to first year. That video might show him throwing the first punch, but it appears that the video only shows the aftermath of the whole situation. It also seems you and your 2 friends made no effort to back away from the situation either. Am I correct? Yes. For the rest of the week, I want to see you and the other 2 students involved in detention for no less than 1 hour.
What?
You heard me.
That's insane.
Shut up. Shut up, Peanut Gallery. No one asked you.
He doesn't have to go for the whole week, and he's the one who caused all this.
Yeah, keep running your mouth, brat. You have absolutely no proof of Ben starting any sort of trouble. The only proof you do have is easily understandable as self-defense. Thank you! And for that, he should not even be in this situation to begin with. And while we condemn the act of self-defense in this school, it would seem that being faced with 3-to-1 odds that he simply felt as if there was no other choice. Am I correct, Ben?
Yes. Thank you.
As for what Ben said earlier about you attempting to extort money out of that girl, unless either of you can provide sufficient proof of the occurrence, no action will be taken. Bro, security cameras.
I'm telling you I didn't.
I'm not claiming that you did. If evidence pops up in the near future, however, you'll be getting the same punishment as your friend. Your second classes will start in roughly 10 minutes. I'll exempt your absence, but I advise you all to catch up with any of the work you might have missed. You 3 are now dismissed. 45 minutes, huh? Guess that could have gone a lot worse. Before I know it, lunch period rolls around. Man, time really goes by quick. Yeah, not even long enough for a nap is right. As usual, I pass by the crowd of students to reach the intersecting hall. It's a night and day difference in just these 2 halls alone. In fact, I could probably count the amount of students loitering around here on one hand. I would never wish for it to be any different. I'm willing to bet he didn't want to do it, but if he could have had Sayori corroborate his story, that would give a lot more validity to it. But I also understand that he doesn't want to get Sayori wrapped up in all that. I wouldn't either, to be fair. Because Sayori doesn't need that kind of baggage. The sun greets me as I open the door leading to the school's rooftop. Finally, I can take a much-needed break and enjoy some food. Hey. Huh? What is he doing here? Sarah told me you prefer to have lunch here. So I thought I'd try asking again, if you aren't too busy. And if I was busy, then I'd... I don't know. I didn't think I'd get this far. Whatever. It's probably best to just get this out of the way now anyways. I head over to one of the benches and sit down. 7 minutes. Huh? That's all the time I can spare to talk right now. Oh, okay. Inside my bag sits the lunch I prepared for myself the day prior. I pull it out along with a metal fork I packed to go with it. It's around this time that he takes a seat on the other side of the bench. He hesitates for a moment before finally speaking up. Better hurry up, you only got 6 minutes. So, you were that person she went to meet a couple days back, right? I suppose so. I don't know. It was not disclosed what he's having. The only meal I know he's had for sure is the breakfast from earlier and the stir fry that he had the first day. The chicken stir fry. When did you two first meet? The day before she went to talk to me during lunch. So, Wednesday. Huh. Thought she would have known you for longer. Why's that? Well, I just thought maybe you're Sayori's friend, right? Yeah, we've been friends for quite a long time. Then you should already know how queer her overly cheerful personality can be. I guess you're right about that. I take a few bites out of my lunch as an awkward silence looms between us. Hurry up, you only got 4 minutes. If he's gonna be so hesitant, then why was he so persistent to talk with me? For a few more seconds, Koniko finally starts talking again. Any reason she'd want to follow someone like you, though? I didn't mean it like that. It just meant, like, you know, I helped her with a little problem she was having. After that, she found me the following day to say her thanks. Problem? What kind of problem would Sayori have? Nothing much, just some bitch trying to extort a new phone out of her. How is that just a little problem? Now that you mention it, I guess that really would be more than just a small problem for someone like her. Well, yeah. Jeez. Sayori never told me she was getting bullied. Really? Yeah, it's the kind of thing she probably keeps to herself. Doesn't want to drag anyone else down with it. I figured she would have told you at some point. No, she never did. Uh-huh. So... do you like Sayori? Wow, you turned on a dime awful quick. Really shows where your priorities are. What? My boy straight up like, what? Well, I know how she can be sometimes, but I saw you two together a lot during the club presentations. I was wondering if you thought of her the way she thinks of you. I don't think that's possible. Sarah's an interesting character. She can make even a mere stranger such as myself seem like her best friend. Exactly. I guess you're right about that. Even so, she's been really upset since Friday. Kinda worries me. I just haven't seen her like that in a while, you know? Are you sure you guys know? I already told you. Right, sorry. Like I said, really shows where your priorities are, my man. It's not much longer before the awkward silence returns once again. I use this opportunity to check the time on my phone. It's been over 10 minutes. Is something wrong? I'm sorry if it's because of what It's not. Just thinking is all. Oh. So, about the club. I know you were probably busy, but how come you left so early? I had to get ready for work. Uh-huh. You know, the others were really interested in meeting you. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Yeah, I never looked into the whole Technoblade thing, but it always saddens me to hear about that kind of stuff. He may be gone, but he lives on in his videos and friends' content. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole thing with Technoblade, the only time I really have seen it mentioned is whenever one of I think it's Optimus's videos comes up with his fundraiser that he's been doing for Technoblade. But yeah, the whole thing reminds me of a YouTuber that I grew up watching who passed away, much too young. Got himself into an accident. And yeah, he was gone. And that's Yodi Slayer. Oh yeah, that's the worst, dude. But yeah. It's never a fun thing when a content creator gets taken from us like that. Did you never hear about that? Yeah, that was like over 10 years ago. Why do you think the uploads just stopped? If you're not into the Call of Duty Zombies mode, you wouldn't know who that is. He was a content creator that died in a accident. I want to say about 10 or 11 years ago now. I don't remember exactly when it happened. It was in the early 2010s. But yeah, he was impaired with some friends, tried to outrun a train, and yeah, it ended about as well as you expected. His last video was 9 to 10 years ago. Okay. Bro was not Sonic. No, he wasn't. But yeah, he's the man that that made me want to play custom maps in Call of Duty Zombies mode. Because watching his videos, it looked like so much fun. And that's really what got me into modding and stuff. The whole idea of modding. That's why I love playing mods for different games like this. Because I find it fun seeing, what people have made and, taking it for a spin. There's just some kind of enjoyable novelty to that, Playing something familiar yet fresh. I love that. I mean, who would it be if one of our members kept talking to one person in the crowd? The crowd of 2 other people? Yeah. Excuse me. We really hoped more people would show up, but I guess people aren't all that interested in literature. I know there's going to be more chances in the future to try again, but it makes me wonder if there's more we could have done to reach more people then. You all did fine. Literature just isn't a top interest for many people. That doesn't mean there's no one out there willing to give it a try. I'd assume your members are all there for that very reason. Yeah, guess you're right about that. What about you? What about me? Do you think you'd be able to give it a try? Even just for a moment? Yeah. That hits different, man. That hits different, man. Bro is book phobic. No, the bro's people phobic. He actually really enjoys books. He just doesn't like people. So in a way, he's like me. And when I say people, I mean the kind of idiots you run into in retail. Those are the kind of people I'm talking about. Why did he have to use my own damn argument against me? Why? Why the hell do I find it so damn hard to say no to these people? I don't know, okay? Damn, that hits different. Man, I would just turn in for the day if I hopped onto a Minecraft server. You know, I was told to expect something like that, and then I find it and read it. I'd just turn in for the day. Like, nope, I ain't doing this. Like, it's like I'm not dealing with this today. It's all right. It was nice meeting you, man. He extends his arm out with a closed fist towards me. Unsure of what to do, I cautiously return the gesture. Understandable, Zach. Yeah, that's not the kind of thing you want to wake up to. Nobody wants that. If you ever change your mind, we meet all days of the week. I'll see you around, I guess. I watch as Kaneko stands up from the bench and exits through the roof entrance. All the while, I remain seated. For some odd reason, I'm not even hungry anymore. Yeah, that's haunting. That's the kind of thing that would haunt me if that happened to somebody I knew. Later. So was anyone able to answer number 5? I knew it was useless. I wonder how Sarah was able to convince someone like him to even stop by for the festival. It's like talking to a damn wall. It's just something I don't understand about that guy. The entire time he had this unwavering, calm yet firm voice. Felt like he didn't even want me there the whole time. And he lightened up at the end, I guess. He originally said 7 minutes, but ended up talking for around half the period. Despite that, I didn't really seem all that interested in Sayori or the club. Whatever, at least I can say I tried. Kaneko, how about you answer this for me? Uh-oh. Zoning out. He got caught. Like, I can write a book about how to get bitches. Then when I pass away, my friend finds it in a chest under my lime green bed in my base. He reads it and laughs while crying. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Fuck! Why did you have to call on me? I quickly skim over the question and attempt to solve the problem as fast as possible. Bring this side over, factor the numbers. Shit, then what? Were you even paying attention, Kaneko? Yeah, I should just answer the question already. Is it 3 over 5? Incorrect. You should really be focusing on your work, Kaneko. Yeah. Some students across the room raised their hand. Yes? Isn't it 5 over 3? Correct, thank you. Oh, come on. Just mixed up the two numbers. That's not fair. Focus on your work. As if I wasn't just one number swap away from getting the right answer. This class sucks. Man can't just own the fact that he did it wrong. Okay, class, that's all for today. Have a great afternoon. Although I should be careful what I say, because that's how I get while I'm playing a platformer game. See yesterday with Celeste. I stretch my arms out while stepping out of the classroom. Finally! I don't think this day can go by any slower. I swear, the day I have to solve another math problem using only my head is the day I'll quit school entirely. For a short walk, I come across the room number for the club. Stepping inside, I'm greeted with the usual scene. Natsuki's at the closet, Yuri's at her desk, Monika's working on something, and Sayori... Where is Sayori? Towards the opposite end of the room. I spot her sitting at a desk in the corner of the room. You're looking like the day before the festival in the base game. What's going on here? It looks as if she's staring blankly at a sheet of paper, possibly thinking of what to write. Her expression isn't reminiscent of the Sayori I'm familiar with, however. Huh. Curious, curious. Sort of reminds me of how she looked during the end of the festival. I should go check on her. Yo, Sayori. Sayori. To get her attention, I tap at the paper she's